Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday night weekly race here at the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. I'd like to thank MathGirl718 for the restream, Randomania, our partners, and welcome everyone to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord race. With me here in the booth is Mr. Versetti, and tracking is Wacky103, and we're about to get started. Mr. Versetti, any comments?
I'm ready to see a good race. I've been waiting all week for this. I'm really glad I get to help you do some commentary with this tonight. As usual, I want to see some shenanigans, but we're going to see what's happening here.
All right, and it looks like Salty Fry is first out of that brilliant menu screen. We're going to get to check out what's in the magic shop. Checking the white magic shop first. And we have
Visphere, Heal 2, and Anti-Mute. Oh, Newt and Tempers. Oh, and the black magic. Oh, that's a good start right there.
Yeah, you never like to see those two spells taking up the same slot, but I don't think anyone here is going to turn down a nuke.
Not this early. Not having that AoE effect, or not having that AoE spell right away. That's going to make it very helpful.
No early camping equipment here, so people are going to have to make the heroes run and up to the Temple of Fiends, and there's no base experience gain here, so if anyone tries to take any levels off imps, I think they're going to feel like that's a bad decision. They're just not going to get anything.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, so it looks like the King's got the canoe then. All right.
Yeah, Bismarck making the early check just to see what half of the Royals are up to. That's an interesting play. I don't know how much I've seen that here, since you've got level 1 nuke. You should be able to take Garland down pretty easy. Don't know if I would have made that play. What about you, Mr. Versetti?
I don't know, but that's a pretty darn good one. That's kind of giving him a tiny bit of an edge here. And those expensive houses. Oh, and a Zeus Gauntlet. There we go. That's going to be real helpful too.
And almost $5,000 in that chest. I think Demarine, she's going to be thrilled with what she can buy with all that money. Bismarck trying to take some levels here off these imps. Boy, I think Bismarck is about to get a rude awakening as to the experience slider and the base experience jump here.
Yeah, well, in the vanilla game, the imps, for a group of 5, they give you 30. Oh. Yeah, that's not the best. Got some wolves.
Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary here. I think that Zeus Gauntlet is going to be an excellent pickup. Even if you've got level 1 nuke, sometimes you're going to want to conserve those charges, especially at these low levels, and that Lit 2 should be able to take out everything from here to Elfland pretty easily.
Yep, absolutely. That's going to be very helpful. Like you said, save some of those nuke charges, and just when you got a group of something, you can knock them out real quick. So, what's going on with Rumblefish over here? He must be having some sort of a little issue.
Maybe Rumblefish just feels that confident, going to give everyone else a bit of a reverse handicap here. And the slab is what the lady has. So just hands over the Rosetta Stone for some Melman translation later. The slab early, you don't love to see it. It's not going to advance anything, but still a key item. Still going to give you another 5% experience boost, which, I don't know, it's not nothing, but it feels close. How do you feel about it, Mr. Versetti?
When you get 5% doesn't seem like much, but once you start getting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it can really make a difference. Getting 40 to 50% more experience per battle, that can get you a few levels.
Salty Fry turning a cold shoulder to the medium and decides to head straight to Provoca. I really like this call. I know there's 3 treasure chests up at the old psychic that's at the peninsula, but you're heading up there anyway at some point, since you're going to need to get that key. And so I like ignoring those chests for now.
Not a bad play. And looks like Garland for Bismarck goes down in 1 nuke. And then Bismarck has his slab as well.
Meanwhile, like Salty Fry. Oh, not even checking.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
We get a quick taste of the brutality of those pirates. 18 damage before they're just obliterated into the next galaxy. It's like that scene from Terminator 2 right here, as those pirates are gone.
Exactly right. And I don't know if you noticed, but the very first nuke roll hit for 400. Oh, and there's a cube from Bicky.
Salty Fry just using up all of their RNG now. Let's hope it doesn't come back to bite them later on in this run.
Hopefully not.
Looks like the Pirates had the cube as well, so that's two early key items that don't really advance progression. We still got the sages can provide us with something, and we've still got the crown chest in marshes incentivized in the seed as well. So either of those could hold the floater that'll really open up the world to everyone, or we could be in some real trolley territory here with a canal ship. I don't think that's very likely, as Big Mark is rewarded with a ribbon for visiting the psychic. That's not too shabby.
Oh, not too shabby at all, and that's a great. That's not a bad item to find there, because now they've got one. Just got to find two more. That's wonderful. Oh, it looks like tents are 32. Did you see the houses though, Ron? They were $4,000. That's awfully expensive.
Yeah, that's some San Francisco, New York style pricing there. I like the tents. You can just pitch those anywhere between two trees, and it'll do just fine for the night.
Agreed.
So additional things. So we've got trap tile shuffle going on in this seed as well. So those wizards that might be guarding the crown could be replaced with any of the other trap tiles. It could be the Agamas. It could be the Blue D. Could be the Phantom. With level 1 nuke though, I really don't see anything proving that much of a difficulty with the trap tile shuffle on.
I don't either. I think finding that nuke level 1 is going to be a big benefit to everybody. And I mean, we've already seen it. It mowed down the pirates. It's mowing down every group that they come across.
Salty Fry already at Crescent Lake at 6 minutes. This is lightning speed here. If Salty Fry finds the floater, we could be flying around the world in possibly under 8 minutes. These seeds are so tight with these flag sets. All the key items, you get them so fast. I've seen people posting times consistently under the 120, 110 mark, and we're just going to see that same type of high precision and execution with our runners here tonight.
And Ram, if you look closely on Salty Fry's screen, I am the confused old man off to the far right, who hangs out among the trees right there.
Mm-hmm. Do you just enjoy that kind of arboreal corner over there? Anything in particular?
Yes. No, just hanging out by the trees and just being confused.
Sure, I've always confused you with the Lorax, so that makes sense. It looks like Salty Fry able to pick up the rod from the sages. Yep. Boy, this is I smell a bit of a troll seed here. Everyone's looking for that floater, wants to get up in the sky. I'm sure Salty Fry has to be letting out a pretty big groan right about now, seeing that rod.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Mr. Rossetti, if I'm not mistaken, that leaves one final destination to go check for this incentive item.
It does. And I'm afraid it's a bad word, but they're gonna have to hit Marsh Cave. It's incentivized. Wow. They gotta go there.
I don't even know if you're allowed to say that word on this channel, Mr. Versetti. That was bold and sassy, but I'll go ahead and follow you up here. Looks like Marsh Cave is the play here next for our runners.
Yeah, unfortunately so. And we saw the level 6 fade in Crescent Lake, along with Quad X, so that's going to be kind of interesting to see.
Demarine getting pretty lucky with the confused old men there, managing to pick it up on the second shot. Wow, and I missed it, but Exit was at level 2 white magic. That's going to prove invaluable for that marsh dive, and later on the waterfall. I normally don't bring along a white mage. It was forced this seed, but seeing level 2 Exit, you're no longer thinking that white mage is going to be dead weight.
No, I know I'm always happy when I see a low-level exit like that, because that means there's a lot of things that instead of walking all the way in, you're going to have to walk in, obviously, but it saves you that time walking out. It might be 2, 3, 5 minutes, depending on how many battles you get. You never know. But with that exit, you're out of there.
And just as our Chronomancer Rumblefish82 joins us in times for a pirate beatdown, I'm seeing Salty Fry in the armory of the volcano. I did not expect this play at all, Mr. Versetti. What do you think is the logic here?
He wants to get it done, I think, and I think with the armory, statistically speaking, you have a chance of getting something there. So hopefully, I think he might be looking for a loose item.
Oh boy, but those dream ponies did not take kindly to that black belt at all, and took a nuke, and it was the Zeus Gauntlet that finished them off. Haven't seen anything too rewarding out of that armory yet, while Demarine is busy checking Elfland.
Yeah, there was nothing in that armory this time, so I'm not sure what else Salty's going to do at the moment.
I missed most of the black magic there, but I did see level 4 fast at the black magic shop. I see that. I look at this party. I know the experience gain is relatively low. Maybe get that black belt up to 22, throw a fast, and you're looking at 12 hits. Think that might be enough to take down Chaos?
I'd like to hope so. Throw a couple tempers on there, and I think so.
Oh, you're right. We have level 1 temper as well. That looks like a viable strategy.
It also looks like we had Lightning 3 and Ice 3 in the level 3 magic shop in Elfland as well. So they're getting some pretty darn good AoE spells right away. And it looks like Demarine is going to be the first into... I don't even want to say it. Demarine's in there.
Yeah,
she's in there.
She's in the damp cave, and sub 2 minutes, burning off encounters before she runs in there. Already has an idea for what this encounter table looks like. These are some top-tier moves that are coming out for Demarine 2 here. Really putting on a showcase.
Oh, it looks like Rumblefish ran into a bit of a problem there. He took a wipe there.
Boy, yeah, these ponies, oh my goodness, don't throw a saddle on them. They are not for riding. This is brutal. Salty Fry back in the armory, rechecking chests. Was there something down there that was that valuable? Silver armor, some gold? Boy, I don't know. This seems like a lot of time invested in a non-guaranteed as we see Rumblefish going up the Peninsula of Power. Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh my. You know, I'm always big on the pop grinds, but the timing has got to be right. However, though, the spells are definitely right.
Absolutely.
Between the Zeus Gauntlet and the Nuke, I don't see him having... the hit points are a little low.
Yeah, this is a pop grind and a Tyro kill. I don't know for this move. Oh, wow, and Tyro has his say on feet there. Putting the stomp down on feet.
There we go. Okay.
Salty Fry managing to gain some levels in the volcano, grinding the Nightmares. This is an interesting play. I don't think Nightmares actually give that good of experience for the trouble that they're worth, especially when they're hitting like trucks because all of his Light Warriors are running around naked. As Demarine finds the floater in Marsh Cave.
There it is.
Using that exit spell in under 12 minutes, all the key items from the main continent in hand, minus that key-locked marsh. Demarine just setting the pace here.
Yep. And that's a great find. That is, Demarine is thinking, oh, fantastic. I've got the canoe. I've got the floater. It's time to go get airborne right now.
We still see Rumblefish and Salty Fry doing their grinds in different locations. So the scaling on this only goes up to 180%. I don't know if at 180% scaling, a grind is really the right call here.
I'm not sure either. I mean, you got to get those levels, but you want to try to do them on something that give you a little bit more experience for the effort,
Yeah, I agree. The spells are there. You can definitely take down anything. So, settling for anything less than EXPs at this point, or heck, taking out, as few things as you can on the main continent. Once you fly up to Ordeals or that area, there's some really EXP-rich encounters up there. So taking anything less than that is, I don't know. It's a bold play. If Topher is really nasty, Rumblefish and Salty Fry here could just saunter on through.
Yeah, and I think I totally agree with what you said. I think it also depends on if at that point in time the runners have figured out the encounter cycle. If they've got it figured out and they know it's heavy at the front, you knock those couple battles out and then you just go. So
got a question from Demon Frog in chat. Do these flags have progressive scaling? Yeah, so there's plus 5% experience boost for each key item found. So at this point, Demarine, I believe, has got 5 or 6 key items, so that should be around a 30% experience boost as Sarda here, the old drunk, hands over the bottle.
He sure does. Why do I keep hearing the wipe music? Did somebody wipe again?
Yeah, I think someone's going through a pretty nasty area right here. We've seen things hit hard. I haven't seen a big old poison or a toxic or anything fly out, but when there's four runners to watch, that there's a lot of neck cricking going on. Demarine going ahead and checking black and white magic over at Melmond, even though she's as poor as a citizen of Zozo, so won't be able to afford anything.
Exactly right. Well, but Demarine's got the slab translated, so that's something.
And the slab translation is necessary because we have the key item shuffle off, I believe. So the slab will have to be translated, which you can take up to Lufane and ultimately be given for the chime. So it allows you to plan your routing quite a bit better. I don't know about you, Mr. Versetti, but it's I feel like there's a lot less variables with these flag sets.
Absolutely right. And it does look like Rumblefish actually found the defense sword. And my confusion was that Bismarck has the music shuffle on. No wonder I got so confused. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what the heck?
And it looks like Bismarck is going to try and check more chests in Marsh Cave. Demarine, found the floater, got out of there. She knows that there's no other key items and loose chests that are going to matter. And no matter what Marsh Cave held, she didn't need it. A bold strategy, and I think probably a decision I would have made as well.
I agree.
Salty Fry managed to pick up a whole bunch of silver bracelets. Maybe that was, all that gold volcano turned to silver. I can understand that unit conversion being pretty handy there for the defense of the Light Warriors.
And Demarine just found a pro cape. How about that? I'll be darned. And a lot of money in the Zardi Islands.
And a pro cape on these seeds, when you're just running from destination to destination, picking up any item you can find and praying that that'll be enough for chaos. That extra defense just from a pro cape, I love seeing it. It goes from an item I'd maybe reset out of a dungeon for to, okay, is this worth walking out? Especially with exit again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Demarine just flying around with that airship.
And it looks like both Bismarck and Salty Fry joining and high-fiving each other in the wet place, and trying to get caught up. I know Salty Fry managed to get a few items in the armory. Tried to do some grinding there on the nightmares. I can't imagine that was. I think I saw level 9, level 8. You don't have to feel too good about that grind level, given how much time you invested in it.
Yeah, anytime you're going to invest into a grind, you want to. I mean, if you have no other choice, you have no other choice. But hopefully, you can find a better trap tile, or a better group of enemies to grind on.
Right. Bismarck still is the only one with a ribbon so far. I haven't really seen that pay too many dividends. I don't think that I think I've seen Demarine take a wipe or two, but she's been able to mostly plow through the seed unopposed. Bit of way. He eventually in that role. Really wish she had that ribbon. Must give ultimately pain. Only the tail, and there's going to be you got level last level exit. I'm already going to escape right now. Um, we've got elbows. I'm just finishing on it. I'm picking a stretch, looking for maybe another rib, one rib. That's what we're gonna see.
See what
How
would what? You know,
yeah, a little bit there. Happy isn't doing the last change. That's your little to put down any of these feet.
not bad. Knocking them down in one hit.
That's they're gonna try and maybe ideas like they don't escape to do their for the black.
Well, you one of those there, you know, you could bad.
The way for two Canada to get even experience firepower received for that was bad. More level goes to the air.
What strategy have? Down here. Down.
Forgot how don't so it's really Demery lunge and go all the way down and maybe say hello to Carrie with a few nuke charges.
I agree. But on the other hand, though, Rom, they have found a lot of gold. So, I mean, you can't buy 10 by any means, but you could maybe buy 1 or 2 to start and maybe to just kind of get in there. Especially if you got exit, you can get right out, house, right back in. If you get a good trap tile, I mean, that is certainly an option. You could do that if you find something good enough.
Absolutely. Looks like we've finally gotten cleared up a little bit on the stream, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. It's great to have you all with us here on this brilliant Thursday evening. We're seeing 4 top-tier runners here: Rumblefish82, Bismarck, Demarine, and Salty Fry. But that's not all. There's, I believe, 8 or 9 other runners currently doing this right now off stream. Isn't that right, Mr. Versetti?
That is correct. We've got 12, 13, or 14. I'm not sure exactly, but there's at least a dozen.
I saw Bismarck while he was up in this area. He went and visited the check and see what was for sale in the Oasis, and unfortunately, it looked like it was Dubai. Everything was pretty expensive there as well. Bismarck staying at this inn, going in to take on Kraken, maybe? No. Maybe going up to the waterfall. Interesting.
Yeah, I think Bismarck is going to do the waterfall play here.
Yeah, I like this. There's a couple of guaranteed chests. You need to go there eventually, and you can get a few more levels. So that way, when that 8-tentacled beast tries to give you a hug later, maybe you've got a few more defense points ready for it.
Exactly right.
Demarine 2, a little bit deeper in the volcano at this point, finds an opal helmet. That's not going to be much use, but has managed to successfully Dan the Thief. I really like this play at this point. That Thief is 0 value added here. You're just going to want to take as many encounters as you can, get those levels on those spellcasters so they can survive nukes, and that black belt so they can just go to town on those fiend punching bags.
Exactly right. And Axel Hades says, hug. I think Kraken has something a bit more intimate in mind. I think so too.
Perhaps some butterfly kisses is what Alex Higgs is referring to. I think on the Sunday night race, if anyone was around for that, I think Chaos was out all the Light Warriors hitting for about 50 damage. But I don't think I've ever seen Kraken show such generosity in their amorous relationships before.
Yeah, Kraken likes to hug your face repeatedly with tentacles.
Yes, it's right out of Aliens, is the
yes.
the story of Kraken. Rumblefish
Absolutely.
taking a long pause at that crown chest, thinking about if it's the right decision, takes the plunge. Oh, and it's just some rates and images. Not too bad.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Salty Fry has his chime.
Ooh, Demarine managed to pick up the white shirt at some point. That is huge. That is your source of evasion casting. At this point, you're just looking for a ribbon because you've got something that gives evasion. You need something to get immunity, and then you're just looking for levels and fiend deaths at that point.
Yeah, exactly right. You just want to get him down and get into Topher so we can see the real shenanigans of this seed. We really haven't seen anything other than I think a couple of those mad ponies were kind of awful, but I think that might be the worst. Oh, robot with the loot.
Oh, wow. Yes, I'd forgotten about the loot. Also a necessary key item. So we still have the crown that is out there somewhere.
Oh, we sure do. And I had no idea that robot could play a lute. Good on him.
I bet it's auto-tuned, to be fair.
Yeah, probably so.
Looks like there's a frost giant trap tile in the volcano. I think that'd be the only reason. Song of Fire and Ice here on Demarine 2 screens. Frost giant's okay experience. I don't know if I'd stick around for a grind.
I'm not sure either. Sonny Wrath 11, you are absolutely right, and I remember that too. 21 hits for 2010 damage. That's what it was. That was glorious. I wonder if we're going to see something like that tonight.
Oh, Tiny Fairy pointing out a very good piece of information. We haven't seen the retail item yet. Everyone's been too busy driving around looking for fiends. They haven't gone to Mervin's or Woolworth's or anything and just found out what is available. Oof, as Bismarck crushes Melman. Haven't they suffered enough, Bismarck? Haven't they suffered enough?
Oh, did he crash his airship into Melmond again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bismarck.
Oh boy, Carrie is giving it to Demarine here. Just
wow.
Huge hits. And manages
wow,
to
down she
down
goes. Wow. Way to go, Black Mage. Way to go.
Oh no, an encounter.
Oh no. Oh. Yeah, and you forgot Montgomery Ward, Rom.
Fair enough.
Talking about Woolworths and stuff, you forgot Montgomery Ward.
I'm gonna have to drive past that on my way to my local Sears when I pick up my washer and dryer, and just really be thinking about Final Fantasy Randomizer more than usual.
There you go. And it looks like Astos had the crystal.
Yeah, we've got Vanilla Astos here. We're just going to be completing the standard quest chains here. The TNT is just going to yield the canal, which isn't necessary. The Adamant is going to give the Excalibur, which no one can use the Arthurian legend sword here. So it's just a big hunk of metal.
And Matoya once again with the dank herb. Now we know why it's so dark in there.
Yeah, you gotta read tea leaves somehow, Mr. Versetti. I guess that's the method.
I guess so. Or she's drying it all out in the back. Who knows?
All right, at this point, I think we've got all of our featured runners here, airborne, going around, checking key item locations, keeping our trackers busy as Bismarck picks up the key. Demarine goes and checks out Dubai, finds nothing, and heads out.
Yep, with that key, that is he's ready to go, I think. We're getting pretty darn close.
Boy, yeah, that the death music on the menu screen is really throwing me for a loop here. I'm gonna have to give Bismarck some props for confusing commentary at the end of the stream.
It's already been, I've already been confused 4 or 5 times, and then I forget who it was. Somebody in chat pointed it out that he has his music randomized, and I'm like, oh, okay, I only feel kind of dumb now.
So Demarine, lighting the fire orb is the first of our featured runners to light an orb at the 30-minute mark, which is, a bit slower than I had initially expected. But that was before we saw that the floater was the last checked location for all of our runners, rightly so, because who wants to dive into Marsh Cave?
Exactly right. And I think it's going to pick up a little bit. Demarine's really getting on kind of a roll here. Going to go with the 3-party strats to get those extra levels and go that route. And I think that's a pretty darn good strategy right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I don't think the thief is any value added. You just want to have a nice little bit of blue traipsing in front of you everywhere you go at this point.
Yep, and you want to try to get that black belt as many levels as possible. Between the white mage and the black mage, they are going to have some firepower, but I think having that little bit of extra offense on the black belt, I think that's going to help. Especially with Demarine already being level 14.
That's 14. Yeah, 14 is good. The thing that's tough with these low experience flag sets, even if the scaling of enemies is low, if you have 2 magic casters and carry 2 or lich 2 or kraken 2 are packing an early nuke or nuclear, that could potentially take you down to 1 black belt really early on in Topher. So there's some big swings that could happen here once we get to the Great Equalizer, as it's known.
Oh, looks like Salty found an eye in the Northwest Castle, where that wonderful old gentleman is staying by himself.
Yes, I heard he was acquitted on all counts.
And that eye went down easy. Demarine with her loot. Oh, it looks like we've got the ruby. Of all awful things in the marsh.
Yeah, it's 5% extra experience. It's not nothing, but again, that feels pretty close.
Yeah. Well, but at this point, they've got, 4 or 5, so they're up to 20-25%. And that's not a lot, but that's there's the tail. So the ruby and the tail were both in the key-locked marsh.
And the blue dragon guarding that as well. Good experience if you can get past it, but it soaked up a nuke, no problem. So that would be about when I wave goodbye to the blue dragon myself.
Yeah, no kidding. And it looks like Bismarck is going to go to the welfare queen here.
Oh boy, we all got to eat, and sometimes you just need a little hand getting a snack. And finding an opal bracelet for the bob.
Oh, and the
katana. That Titan is your boy right there, looking out for you.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, now, okay, so since Bismarck found the katana, Rom, do you start thinking about that thief now, or do you just forget him?
Boy, again, in low experience percent like this, I don't know if that thief's going to do you any good. Maybe some early nuke casts early on aren't terrible. You could maybe wave that white shirt around. Whoa, and the Mazmoon also located in Northwest Castle. So both Dem and Bismarck are going to have that. That's huge.
It is.
That's all that experience that goes into that thief. I still think it's nap time for the thief for me.
That's not a bad strategy. Not at all. I mean, the 3... I'd have to agree with you. The Thief's just not going to be worth much this time, and that little bit extra experience is going to be much better going to the Black Belt. And it does look like Bismarck is going to take the grind on the eye for a bit. Demerine has the Dank Herb. And is Salty Fry doing a grind as well?
That's a few wizard encounters in a row that we've seen from Salty Fry. It certainly looks like this is an intentional light warrior slaughter here. Yeah, this is interesting. Wizards.
I see.
And I will acknowledge the Tyro slaughter going up on Grumblefish82's screen. I'm obviously not happy about it, but I feel compelled as a commentator to point out that they are being slaughtered, and for just pennies a day, you could be saving them. And instead, Rumblefish is choosing to turn a cold shoulder to them.
Well, now in that case, Rom, do you send out the flyers with the nickel in there and say, for a nickel a day, you could save this Tyro?
Absolutely.
Like
you've obviously gotten the mail that I've sent you, Mr. Versetti, and I'm looking forward to your response. Whoa, and the eye, deciding to show some teeth late in the game, comes out and stones that black belt.
Sure does. Wow. The eye's sharing the Dank Herb with that black belt there.
Yeah, it's always nice to share. Everyone, make sure that everyone participates in all your activities.
Sharing is caring. Let's not forget that. Sharing is caring. And yeah, it looks like Salty. Now I'm not sure. Was that wizard fight? Was that an off step of the tile battle?
Maybe the wizard trap tile was one of the other trap tiles in Northwest, and Salty Fry just using that to annihilate fire lit and ice, and is just going with Quake for the win. It's Lich strats we're seeing out of Salty Fry here.
Not a bad idea. Level 22. A level 22, about 36 and a little shy of 36 and a half minutes in. Already level 22 on that black belt.
Boy, you've got a ribbon at this point. You can grind up to 32 and then just, possibly run those legendary Artea one-man strats.
I was just about to ask you, what do you do in this case? Do you take him to 32?
You're going to get there pretty quick. You've got a decent amount of experience boost just from all the key items. You've got Mazmoon to get you there, and then you get to 32. You've got one ribbon. Maybe you revive the Light Warriors just for the trek up the air tower and to visit Kraken. But at 32, boy, I think that black belt's just going to be able to mow anything down that gets in their path.
I think so, and Demerine running into the same lot of stinky wizards over there.
Yes, I think anyone who's played vanilla can definitely odor it.
Well, okay, so the wizards, that's another trap tile. Okay, so that's what that is.
Oh boy, but Demerine, I don't believe has a ribbon and could get a very rude reminder from this eye that it is always possible to get stoned when you least expect it.
Exactly right. If only it worked that way in real life.
Wow, making it out with 25 HP, gonna go out and save, and then hopefully we're all rooting for Demerine here, and hoping that the eye doesn't just show that Medusa-like glare that it can have.
Well, I better not say anything. Oh my God! Did you see that? Salty, you better go save, man. You better go save like right now, because glance again. Oh, that eye is just like a hot knife through butter.
Oh, well, it looks like Demerine does actually have a ribbon, so it's kind of fortunate that it happens so early. So it's a quick equipment change, and then races. And Salty Fry looks like getting to 32 and is 32. Out.
Oh, thank you, Salty. Demon Frog, that's what I was trying not to do. That's why I said I'm not going to say anything. But even by saying I'm not going to say anything, we saw Glance twice in a row.
So at this point, we had 3 of our runners. Salty Fry is now out, but kind of doing the same wizard eye grind. This seems like the place to be, Mr. Versetti. I think all of our runners here really showing their experience at recognizing the optimal place to gain levels and attack the Topher later with a high probability of success.
Absolutely. When I run these, like when I'm at home and just by myself, I like to play with the safety strats just in case, because I know what types of shenanigans happen. Okay, Czar, where did he find the greatest sword in the game?
Oh, did someone locate the ice sword?
No, Rom. Really? No. It says Biz, not the Vorpal. So you know what we have to do in this case. So you ready? I hope everybody's watching. Yeah, see it?
Yes, it looks like the legendary weapon of champions, kings, emperors, and slaves alike, the Vorpal, has been located. Unfortunately, I don't really see a wielder for the weapon, so it'll be purely used as an aesthetic reminder of its power for the stream.
Well, nobody can use it, but you know what? He's got it. And to me, that's half the battle right there. Will Cleosis, indeed, the Vorpal is pure legend. Absolutely right. Would you agree with me, Rom, or would you disagree with me? What do you think?
I am a proponent of whatever weapon works in whatever case. I have definitely used the Vorpal on multiple occasions to great success. I've also used the Sun Sword, the defense, and I am a staunch defender of the Excalibur. So I am placing myself in all camps and burning them all down simultaneously.
Well said. Well said, Rom. Well said.
Bismarck here, continuing the eye grind along with Demarine. I think Bismarck is in the mid-20s at the point. I haven't caught where Demarine is located, but no doubt chasing that level 32 dragon.
In pro rings for 9,000 on Rumblefish's side, I'm not sure where he is, though.
Looks like he's in the armor shop, Mr. Versetti.
Thank you, Rom. I meant what town is he in? Oh, Corneria. There we go.
DM Stewart pointing out that Dem is at 27. Thank you. Maybe Dem just thinking 27 will be good for now, and if it's necessary to grind all the way up to 32, you can execute that at a moment's notice.
Well, Salty Fry did it very quickly. I think that was a 5-minute grind, if that, because it really wasn't that long. He was able to get those levels pretty darn quick.
Yeah, as you pointed out, the 5% additions really added up over time, and then you get that additional ×4 multiplier from your 3 sleepy light warriors. And Salty Fry here picking up some gold bracelets. Also.
Did Salty just sell his white shirt?
Boy, I hope not. I can't imagine selling the only. Oh no, the defense sword. Salty Fry also has the defense sword at this point. Maybe just putting all of his eggs in that black belt basket. Really just going for your alliteration strats here.
Yeah, maybe give him the defense sword and let him defense up a little bit, a couple tempers of fast, and before you know it, he's going to be knocking everybody out.
Yeah, the problem is if you're only relying on that black belt and you end up needing that fast or the temper later on in that dungeon, I don't believe the black belt can ever cast life or life 2, so you better hope that the black belt is truly all you need.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. We got Demarine in the Earth Cave. And did you see that pro rings were for $9,000? That was pretty cheap.
Yeah, it looks like in Corneria as well. So maybe some of our earlier runners spotted that, took some notes, and returned later. Pro rings, very valuable, especially in kind of a low ribbon seed like this, protecting you from those instant death magic attacks.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of good strategy tonight. I think the eye grinded on the eye strategy for Salty. I think he's gonna be able to really make some progress now and really start knocking down these fiends.
Absolutely, I think that Demarine was putting on an absolute showcase here, and that's why she has one additional orblet. And I think I've nitpicked at a little bit of our other featured runners here. Very honestly, this is top tier play that we're seeing out of everyone, all kind of going through those motions of getting levels, finding items, seeking out the right treasures. It just shows why this is such a tight community, not only in camaraderie, but talent as well.
Absolutely. Some of the greatest Final Fantasy players I've ever seen are in this community.
For those of you joining us late, this is the Thursday weekly race brought to you by the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. We'd like to thank MathGirl718 for the restream. We'd like to thank Randomania, our partners. And I'm Romulus, and with me on comms is Mr. Versetti. Keeping track of the flashy Vorpals is Wappy103.
Yeah, and I just want to say Wappy is doing a heck of a job tonight. I do believe this is his first time tracking, and he's done it all by himself, and that's pretty darn good. So way to go, Wappy. Way to go, man.
I know I had a couple of hand holders when I first started, but Wappy here proving that he's no longer a duckling, but the full goose, if you will.
Oh, and it looks like Bismarck with the class change.
Wow, going to use that katana on the level 4 ninja. The white shirt providing some good defense, some protection from magic as well. I understand the appeal here, but boy, that just feels like a large time investment for a level 4 ninja.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I still think that's a good strategy. Why not?
Absolutely. I definitely know in some of the for the level 1 league flags and the level 2 seed flag, which is what we're going to be playing tonight here on the weekly randomizer, that I've made some headstrong dives into Topher, not thinking I've needed tail or life spells, and been crushingly reminded of my haste and my error. So I can understand some of these runners being a little bit more precautious and preparing for the inevitable disasters that await them in Topher.
And you just said it, preparing for the inevitable disasters, which could be in Topher. I think I've seen a pretty good variety. I know between myself and everybody in this community, I think we've seen just about every possibility you could have.
And Mr. Versetti, you and I both pointed out, we haven't really seen, your nukes or your stone touches or your death touches or your toxics. Is all of that going to be waiting in Temple of Fiends Revisited?
Frost Giant had X-Fur, and I barely caught the end of what the water had, but I think they had Stinger. No, but you're right. We haven't seen any of those things. I'm wondering if those, the second round of Fiends is going to be stacked with them.
Salty Fry just plowing through Mirage Tower and to the Air Shrine as well. Not 4 free chests, but it looks like he's on a mission to get caught up and lay some hurtin' down on the Kraken, and we might actually get to see one of the patrolling Warmech sightings with this flag set as well.
Heck yeah. And Salty found this ship in the Sky Castle, and I believe Demarine just beat the heck out of Lich, so I don't know about the off-screen runners, but Demarine is our first to have 2 orbs lit for the on-screen runners. And I'll tell you, Rom, Salty's not far behind.
No, Salty made up an incredible amount of time, has the defense sword, which is also a huge advantage. I believe Demarine also picked up the white shirt. White shirt gives those evasion stacks to the whole party, but half as fast as the defense sword. So if you really need to protect yourself from Kraken, accept no defense substitutes.
Exactly right. And we got Rumblefish on carry.
And we saw this carry prove quite a challenge for Demarine at early. I think Rumblefish, not quite as high level as some of the other party members, but manages to nuke down carry nonetheless.
Yeah, no trouble at all.
And I saw Salty check those 4 chests at the top of air. Not really see anything, and no patrolling Warmech sighting either. So it looks like Salty Fry is just going to have a nice little stroll on the tallest bridge in the Final Fantasy world here, and say hello to Tiamat as Bismarck locates the Adamant. in one of the chests on the way to go visit Kraken.
Yeah, he sure does. Cool looking fires too. I like that color scheme. That reminds me of something out of the Sacred series. And Demarine heading to the Mirage Tower.
Demarine taking the similar lightning strats here, not wanting to wait. Has the Mazmoon, has a buff black belt. You've got your nuke cast, you've got a ribbon. You're gonna fly through here. I like this play a lot.
I agree, me too. I think they just want to get through it, and that's what we're doing. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? They're getting some and getting it done.
Wow, Salty Fry tries to punch Kraken, or excuse me, Tiamat, but Tiamat only takes about 150 damage from that black belt and then responds with Thunder and just wipes out 2 of the elements of Salty Fry's party.
Oh yeah, Tiamat's like, you know what? I don't have time for that today. You get that out of my house.
Just giving some butterfly kisses to the black belt, though. So I think with the inevitability of time here, Salty Fry should be able to take the speed down. And there it goes.
Ooh, 8 for 301, not bad at all. So that's 2 orbs for Salty now.
But also exhibiting kind of the fundamental problem that our runners might encounter here. While that black belt is going to be able to survive everything, if an early Fiend has an early good spell like a Swirl, a Nuclear, or a Nuke, that could wipe out some party members that you just don't get back, and you're left with maybe half, a quarter, 3/4 of resources diving the next 4 floors of Topher. That's a situation nobody wants to be in.
Yeah, exactly right. And it looks like the trap tile in the Sky Castle, or excuse me, in the Mirage Tower is the Castle Ordeals trap tile, looks like.
Yeah, 2 zombie Ds. That could be pretty tasty. I think most of these runners will have found the point, though, so it's not going to be quite as ludicrously rich in experience as it could be, but still, it's a pleasant sight to see.
Sure is.
Demarine playing with fire here a little bit. A pretty low health admin have been known to pack some serious punches. Oh! Sorry, Dem. That's my fault.
Shame on you, Rom.
Well, I guess we're about to find out if Dem picked life or life to any. And there it is. No harm, no foul.
Well, I saw life too. I think that was in Crescent Lake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you know, checking those level 6 spells, you get to Crescent Lake, usually canoe. Usually I duck my head in, just kind of see what spells I'm going to be missing, and then never come back. But, you know, if some of our runners saw that early on, it might be worth their time to go back, pick up that Life 2, especially if they've class changed, like Bismarck.
You know, I like to say that Life 2 is the best cure spell in the game.
By 1 point.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I like to get it for safety strats. I guess it kind of depends on my party composition, but I try to get it if I can find it, you know, to just have that little bit of extra protection.
Rumblefish managing to make his way up to Waterfall, and here he'll find the loot, and know that at this point Onrak should hold the final item in the vendor, and you know, just swing by his Sam Goody and go ahead and pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, so we've got Rumblefish has 1 orb, and then we've got Demarine's got 2 and Salty's got 2. Salty finds his adamant. But I'm thinking Demarine's gonna just gun it to Tiamat, knock him down, and just keep going, you know, and head on to Kraken.
Yeah, Demarine taking a lot of fights here. They're good experience. I think she ducked out before her black belt was 32, so maybe she's, you know, thinking that distribute that party experience here a little bit more, bring those hit points of the mages up, so that way if that early nuke, if that early swirl, that early inferno comes along, that the party will have a bit more durability. I'm really interested to contrast Demarine's strategy with Bismarck's and Salty's here, and see how that plays out.
Oh, me too. I think it's great. Looks like Salty was trying some Bane strats.
Bane, surprisingly effective. I know that if I ever pick up the Bane sword, I just swing it around. I'm walking through that water area.
Yep, not a bad idea. And Salty's gunning for Kraken. Now I'm kind of curious, Rom. Are we gonna see? Is Kraken gonna be related to E Honda this game?
Kraken 1, I wouldn't give that much respect to right now. Both of these runners have really high-level belts. I forget who we saw pick up the Opal bracelet earlier. I know that's somewhere, but, you've got Nuke. I think they both have Invis charges or defense or white shirt, but I would just punch away at this Kraken and, fortune favors the bold.
Absolutely. Well, we gotta figure out a good name to name like a black belt. You can't say black belt Honda because that just sounds kind of dumb. Gotta find a really good name for him.
You can just call him a legend of jazz, and it's BB.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
We've got some snuggle worshippers here for Salty Fry as Demarine smashes Tiamat, no problem, and Salty Fry going for the Bane strats here.
Well, it didn't take much for that level 4 thief to get knocked out. Oh, wow. 10 for 686. There we go.
That'll do it.
That will do it. And then looks like Salty only has to go and beat up Lich, which we know that's not going to be any trouble at all.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Demarine here has to still do the water shrine, which, you may be able to take... Bismarck showing off the meme strats there, which I think we can all agree are the most important strats for the community.
Mm-hmm.
And Salty and Demarine both lighting their third orbs within 10-15 seconds of each other, almost an hour into this race. Mr. Rossetti, I'm shocked Demarine was so far ahead for so long, and Salty Fry just inexorably, like Sisyphus, pushing those orbs up the hill, has managed to catch up.
Well, I think... I was gonna earlier. I was gonna mention that I thought Demarine was a little bit ahead, but I didn't want to say anything because I saw what Salty was doing. Salty hit level 32 with that black belt, so he's gonna be able to walk through basically anything that comes his way. And I think that was a really good strategy. I think that's making the best of a bad situation. And I'm really seeing the turnaround right. I think we're all seeing the turnaround right now. I think Salty's going to get to Lich before Demarine gets to Kraken. But on the other hand, man, it's close. They're real close.
And speaking of close calls, it looks like Bismarck tried to take on an encounter from the Tin Can, and it goes down. Holy
wow.
Man, it is the vanquish Bender himself.
Exactly.
That's 2 memes for this man in one run. That might be the only valid run we've seen.
No kidding.
Yeah, Mr. Versetti, I was listening. The gamble of taking that black belt to 32 versus Demarine's strategy of distributing that experience. We're really going to see it pay off here in Temple of Fiends, because right now I think Salty Fry really caught up on a lot of timing, but with those lower level mages, if an early big skill or spell comes along, I think that's really going to favor Demarine.
Yeah, and Czar brings up he posts an interesting question. Is the OPBB strat making a comeback for the league? I'm gonna have to say yeah, because we've seen, and the reason I say that is because we're seeing the success that Salty's having with that right now.
Yeah, the black belt grind was real. You had the Mazmoon, you had trap tiles 2 located proximate to each other, close to a save point. I think kind of a lot of Bismarck. Those memes are hurting me at this point. Please take them down. You had a lot of factors lined up to kind of make that the BB King real here, but I don't think that Jazz is going to be the order of the day for all these flags. I think we're going to see a good amount of variety.
Rob, did you just say BB King?
That I did.
Okay, there we go. Well, that's what the overpowered black belt is now. He's the BB King. Sounds good to me, and it has a double meaning. Heck yeah.
Both Demarine and Salty Fry trying to take as few encounters as possible. again, Salt just plasma, so hot at this point, and manages to make it all the way down to pay Lich a visit. And I think that, well, I think that Quake is going to be very effective on Lich here. That's my prediction that I'm going to make here, Mr. Versetti.
The only thing I'm going to say is that Salty's going to beat Lich. However it happens, it's going to happen. Like any second now.
Ooh.
Oh, how about that? Oh, there you go. Lich was like, no, you're not gonna punch me out, and the black belt or the black mage was like, I'll burn you to death. How does that sound?
Yeah, just nobody expects sleep too. You know, it's one of those underrated skills.
That's the most I've seen Lich have in quite a while, to be honest.
Salty Fry lighting the 4th orb, going back. Wow, and it looks like Mr. Versetti kind of taking a look at the notes, like you mentioned earlier, going to pick up that life 2, which is going to be invaluable in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Absolutely, and that's a good play. That is a play I will make every single time if it's possible and if it's feasible. Because, like I said, I mean that I know you can't cast it in battle, but if the only one you have left is your white mage, you can bring everybody back up no problem at all, and just continue with the trek.
Salty Fry just doing a little Jethro Tull. Like, I think, if I'm a confused old man, I'm probably listening to Jethro. Very meme appropriate.
Yes.
Making one last pit stop up to Corneria. Maybe going to pick up some pro rigs that we've seen some of the other runners do, or just kind of stock up on some equipment here.
I don't think Salty's going to get anything. Because he went into the item shop and then left.
Maybe looking for some heal. Nope, had heal potions. It doesn't. Just check your local 7-Eleven on the way home. Maybe plan. Bismarck lights his 2nd orb as well. So maybe these people are going to catch Salty Fry here with the 101 Temple of Fiends Revisited enter. That is astonishing to me, considering
that's very fast
in Marsh.
That's very fast. That's a really good time. I'm a little bit jealous at the moment.
There's no little bit about it for me, Mr. Versetti. I'm red in the face over here. Maybe even green with envy. I'm all the colors.
Yeah, there we go. That just means I need to race more, but it's very difficult for me because I've played the vanilla version for 30 years, and then I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to sit here and do a 3-hour pop grind to get everybody to 50, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be going to Topher. I get so confused when I play.
I don't think any of our runners here are confused. We're seeing clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose strats out of Rumblefish, Bismarck, Dem, and Salty here. They're all going for the Fiends. They've got their ribbons. They're single ribbons, although Salty Fry is just going to make sure that there's no other goodies located in those validation chests. Just a little bit of gold.
Yeah, and then nothing real good. Oh, looks like we've been asked to do a recap. Ron, would you like to give us a recap?
Oh boy, yeah, sure. I believe the Royals had the canoe and the slab. They went over to Vicky, who was able to contribute the cube. From there, they went down and talked to the sages, and the sages, I believe, handed over a nice shiny rod, and they high-fived Mr. Versetti on the way out. The Marsh Cave ground chest held the floater, and from there, I believe, Sarda had the bottle, the old drunk. They popped that open, managed to get the Oxyale. Of course, the Lupa Lupas were able to translate that for the chime. The robot had the loot, and the key was available in the on-rack shop. And the only ribbon we've seen so far was being held by the kindly medium, Matoya.
Yep, exactly right. And the ruby and the tail were in the Keylog Marsh.
Correct, and Mass Moon was located in the Northwest Castle in the upper left chest, and the defense sword that Rumblefish got, I believe, I don't remember where that was located.
I think
but we
that
also
was
had
in the Dwarf Cave.
You're right, it was the Dwarf Cave, and the Opal Bracelet was located in the Titan-locked chest. So again, this goes and shows you, everybody, if you see a hungry Titan out there, just go ahead and throw him a snack. It'll probably pay you off. As Salty Fry dispatched Lich 2 so rapidly I couldn't even keep track, and is about to go visit Carrie 2.
Yeah, Rumblefish actually took a wipe to the first Kraken.
Oh goodness. Well, I don't think Rumblefish has done the grind that everyone else has here. So
I don't believe so.
Those lower levels are going to hurt, and I think You know, you're down. You just got wiped by Kraken. We've all been there. Why not go visit those mermaids for a quick pick me up?
Yeah, that's definitely it could pay off. You could find 2 ribbons in there. It's possible. Is it probable? I don't know.
Sforzondo, I don't know. Does a welfare queen just happen to have an opal bracelet lying around that they'll hand off? It's worth reconsidering.
I not agree with that. I may have known a welfare queen once or twice that had a hidden shiny necklace hidden away.
Yeah. There's this movie called Aladdin that maybe you want to see, Sforzondo. And looks like Salty Fry here gonna take a quick bite out of some sushi here before he's gonna tuck in and try and take on Kraken 2. And Mr. Versetti, this is where I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to see what Kraken 2 has.
Are we gonna see the 21 hits for 2010? Are we gonna see first round Kraken fast cast? I'm curious. We haven't really seen much.
Well, we saw one of those, but we'll see what Salty Fry manages to take care of. Just punches from Lit and Quake here. Gonna throw a fast on the black on BB King. I really like this, and gets an Invis 2 charge off. That's huge.
Oh, that is. Oh, we got a fast off. Good. And ooh, well, that's to be expected.
That's
9%,
pretty ideal.
38.
Pretty ideal
Yes.
turn order. Kraken, it looks like, doesn't have very high absorb. Wow, another
That's
10
it.
hits.
10 for 850 redemption. Salty Fry right now redeemed whoever it was that got killed by that 2010 damage. Wow. Well, we're an hour and 5 minutes and 55 seconds into this, and Salty only has to go beat up Tiamat and then Chaos.
And both Demarine and Bismarck on the same floor in Topher. So again, Bismarck was the other runner to grind the black belt up to 32. So it looks like that black belt grind, we're seeing some 2017 strats here as they are able to really pull ahead of the pack. As boy, Salty Fry just takes a beating from a random encounter here.
Yeah, it does. Good thing for those tier 4 spells.
But manages to pick all the light warriors up, dust themselves off, and putting the white shirt over on the thief. I like this play a lot. And I've seen Tiamat 2 tends to be a bit more higher absorb here, so I'm interested to see how much trouble the black belt has with this encounter.
Aren't the percentages up to 300%? Or no, that's pricing. Isn't the what is it, 130?
I believe it's 180% here, but I believe that was a 7-hit, 70 damage.
Ooh, did you see that we finally saw Swirl?
Yes, we did, and I am officially excited, because one more big cast like that, if that White Mage goes down, then this is going to be a Quake-only strat for Salty Fry here.
Oh, yeah.
Temper, I love the Temper cast here. You need more damage. 15 hits, 103. This Tiamat is stacked. He did not miss leg day.
No, that evade is... I don't think Tiamat's missed any day in the gym, for crying out. Oh, nuclear. Oh. Black Mage down. White Mage on one knee.
Managed to get off that Temper charge. That's huge. Gets the Cure 4 off. Wow,
yeah, no kidding. Ooh, 11 for 94. Ouch.
And that Fire 3 is still going to do a lot of damage because there's only one ribbon lying around at this point. Oh my goodness, slow 2 misses on Quake. That is dodging a bullet. That would have been a reset right there for Salty Fry.
Oh, or that would have been really awful. That was 14 for 429. That's a little better. There it is for 613. Tiamat 2 is down.
Just like the Eagles, the hits keep on coming, and Salty Fry manages to take down with the White Mage standing. So that'll be a full party revival for Chaos fight.
Oh, it sure is. This is going to be curious. I wonder what Chaos is going to have first roll. Oh, cool.
Now, I will note that none of our off-stream runners have finished, so it's possible that Salty Fry, right here, could be the first of our 15, 16 runners to actually finish this race here live on stream this Thursday here on Randomania.
Absolutely, that'd be amazing. And I love the carry color on Bismarck's screen. That is a very good color. And down she goes. Ooh, Chaos with the Blizzard.
Manages to get off that fast and a white shirt charge, though. So already, and an Invis 2. Things are looking good for Salty Fry here.
Demarine's hot on his trail. So this is Salty's race to lose right now.
The temper, I love the temper cast here. Oh boy,
Ooh,
a Bane with only one ribbon.
Uh-oh.
My goodness.
Uh-oh.
It is
One
a
on
massacre.
one. 10 for 407 and
Chaos
12 for 850.
Chaos using the Will Cleosis strats here and manages to take down 3/4 of those light warriors.
Down Chaos goes. GG Salty. Wow, that's less than an hour and 10 minutes. We have our first winner. Wow. Yeah, Chaos's paper, nothing.
I'm catching my breath over here, Mr. Versetti. I don't know how you feel.
I'm trying to remember to breathe. I'm just that's one of the best times I think I have ever seen.
And
yeah,
Bismarck managing to take down Kraken 2, Demarine taking down Carry 2, so the whole pack running up on Salty Fry here.
Yeah, no kidding, Czar. BB Strats for the win. And there it is. Wow.
And as good as I like the black belt strats this game, I think a lot had to kind of make it possible. I don't know if we're going to be seeing a 2017 revival here, because if the trap tiles had worked out slightly differently, or you didn't see a ribbon when you did, that black belt grind could have been, just a phantom of the future.
Mm-hmm. It could have done a lot differently if they didn't. If that I wasn't there, who knows what they would have done? Who knows what other strategies they would have had to employ if that wasn't there? They just luck of the draw today, I guess. Wow, and Bismarck on his way to Chaos. Demarine to Kraken 2. Not seeing anything too crazy out of Kraken. We've got a rub on Kraken. Nothing.
And so I think we got to see the payoff.
I think we did. I think that was one of the faster grinds to get that black belt to 32, because I'm not kidding, Rom, that couldn't have been more than 8-9 minutes. It really couldn't have been. Since the time he started that grind, killed everybody off, hit 32 and was on his way out. I don't think it was 10 minutes.
Absolutely. And we saw Bismarck and Demarine both. Demarine 27, Bismarck also up to 3-2, and Bismarck also was able to propel himself forward in this seed. The Bane not doing nearly as much damage to Bismarck, only that ninja going down, and some of us would argue that's where the ninja should have been this entire time.
Mm-hmm. What a heck of a race we've had here. Wow. And there goes Chaos for Bismarck at about an hour and 12 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
These are fantastic times.
Just mere seconds behind Fuchsia Fantasy, and Split Punch coming in at second just about a minute before that. So there was a whole pack right behind Salty Fry.
Oh wow. So that was definitely Salty's race to lose, but wow, what a race. He came in first. Wow. Under an hour and 10 minutes. That I don't think I've seen a better time than that, to be frankly honest with you right now, Rom. I don't think I've seen a better time.
That's huge. Do it with the Marsh Cave dive. That is a very impressive time. I think we're seeing a lot of skill from all of our runners here, constraining their strategies, knowing that they know where some key items have to be. It initiates an early go mode. You get that ribbon. You get a lucky grind spot that everyone is going to have, so that makes you go that much faster. Just some solid strats out of everyone here. Near flawless gameplay.
And I'd like to point out that Bismarck is now showing us his footy pajamas and his special cat head thing that he bought. Everybody look, that's Bismarck. Say hi, Bismarck. We like your pajamas. And he'll probably kill me after he hears me saying that. He'll be like, those aren't my footy pajamas.
Me think he doth protest too much, Mr. Versetti.
No kidding. But wow, and Rumblefish looks like he's on the first Kraken. Demarine getting ready to do the Chaos match here. Let's see if we see anything different.
Getting some good turn order here with that white shirt going out early. I don't think Chaos hit for too much here, but oh my goodness. That bang goes through the ribbon, or is the ribbon still on the white mage?
Good question. I don't know.
I know Dem is a fan of white mage strats, and oh boy, you know, the light lesser. I don't know if the ribbon should have been there right there.
Draw life.
Oh, and Dem takes a wipe to Chaos.
How do you say your name?
Oof, that is tough, and Chaos really showing he's got a deep skill set there. I think we saw Thunder come out a bit after and just kind of grinding down those precious HPs of the white mage.
Yep. And Rumblefish getting his crystal. That's good.
And Shadow Walker, a member of Team DuckTales, coming in 5th place. GG to Shadow Walker, 227.
GG, Shadow. Wow, a lot of good runs. Everybody's coming in like one after the other right now. That's great. We're seeing some phenomenal times today.
Yeah, I know that Rumblefish found the defense, and I think here with Rumblefish, we might be seeing an example of seed here. You don't see that early grind spot, which I don't think Rumblefish has seen so far. I think having that thief and that black belt, you're really going to feel the drag time on that. And so I'm interested in more of these week 2 seeds of the second season of Final Fantasy Randomizer, because I think that without a good grind spot, we're going to see some slowed down races, if you will. It's going to get good and chunky, and it's going to be really nice to watch that pot get stirred.
Oh yeah, did a couple of those 2-hour+ races. I'm okay with those. Yeah, come on in, Bismarck. Let's get you in here, man. Let's get your thoughts on this match. Absolutely. Let's get him pulled in here. And we've got Bismarck 189 with us. How you doing this evening, Bismarck?
I'm great. How are y'all?
We're fantastic. Hey, talk to us about this, about the seed. What did you think, man?
It was fast. That was Ricky Bobby fast.
Oh, it sure was. We're seeing great times. We had 1 hour and 9 minutes from Salty. You came in at 1 hour and 11 minutes, right behind.
Oh, I was so stoked. I thought I was finally going to beat Fuchsia Fantasy in a race, and then he sniped me by 11 seconds.
Yeah, it was very close. Very close.
Yeah, I mean,
now,
Salty, I mean, he's also amazing. So is Split Punch. So, I mean, to lose to any of those three doesn't – I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, Bismarck, you were definitely running with the wolves here, but showing that fight is. I'm really wondering where you felt like you kind of went from 5th to 6th gear here. You were running fast this whole race, but it seemed like there were a couple of moments when you just started running forward, come heck or high water.
Probably the moment I got the Mass Immune.
In the Northwest Castle.
Yeah, the moment I saw that, I knew it was pretty much over. You mean Astos' castle? Yeah. Well, okay, let me rephrase it. As soon as I saw Astos' castle, or as soon as I found the Mass Immune Astos, that castle, and then I saw the eye, I was like, nope, done. And if I didn't waste so much time trying to kill off my white mage and black mage, I might have been able to. I don't know how much time that cost me. I don't know if it was 2.5 minutes, but I feel like I probably could have competed with Salty Fry. But that's. In hindsight, I shouldn't have tried to kill him off. I was hoping they'd get stoned quickly, and it just didn't happen. So
sure, sometimes it takes a while to get stoned, but I do say that, several other runners took your same strat here and killed off some of those other light warriors to gain the experience on the black belt, and it was a solid play. It really enabled you to kind of take that high-powered black belt and just kind of turn everything else into putty.
I gotta admit, it was kind of nice to do black belt strats again. I haven't done those in Honestly, I don't even remember the last time I did them. It's probably been last fall, maybe right at a year ago, September, something like that, when the last tournament ended, and the black belt strats kind of died with it. So, I guess the first tournament ended. Let me rephrase myself.
Yeah, I think there may have been a little bit of intensity of the belts, but at this point it's been diluted so much. We kind of saw the rise of the fighter, and there's been this huge move from Team Vorpal, I think, to push red mages up as well. And so I think with all of those elements kind of combined, we might see the black belt be a bit more prominent in some of these races. But I think that eye grinding spot was pretty ideal for black belt strats here.
Oh, especially with the extra experience from the items, because I had that's why I didn't cash in the slab when I first got it. In hindsight, I probably should have anyway, since I was heading over to do the bottle. But that's why I didn't originally. I figured a little bit of extra experience. In hindsight, I probably made the wrong decision, but that was my thought process. And then, so I had like 5 items when I got there. And then I was really glad that when I got to Ruby, I decided to check one more chest and found the tail. I don't know how many other people did that, but seemed to work out.
Yeah, I think you were the only on-stream runner to get in for the change. So you did the furthest marsh dive, to be sure, and I think you were the only one who spotted the blue D trap tile as well.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I was like, wait a minute. I forget about that trap tile. I know about the one in front of the chest, but I always forget about that trap tile. So it kind of threw me for a loop for a second.
We have Girl Drink Drunk putting in a dot done here at around 119. Right behind Shadow Walker. So that means the 5th and 6th completionists for this race are 2 ducklings. So again, proving here that Momo is just raising a pretty savage crop here of fighters and brawlers and scrappers. So I'm proud to be one of these ducklings, and here they are putting in times with some of the legends of the community.
Well, I ain't a legend in a good way. If that's what you're trying to say. Right now. I might be a legend, but for any good reason. I can promise you that much.
I can use infamous for you, Bismarck, if you're more comfortable. It looks like Demarine managed to take another nasty wipe somewhere in Topher. I didn't see exactly where, but Bismarck, Demarine was flying through most of this seed, and I think had you and Salty Fry beat by a few minutes, and then chose to level up her black belt to about 27, whereas you and Salty Fry and a few other runners took it up to 32. I think Demarine was betting a bit more on distributing that experience amongst all the mages, try and hope for early nasty fiends, but the strategy didn't quite pay off, and so you and Salty Fry and others were able to just sling past a lot of the more delicate early fiends and get to chaos with a full roster.
Well, with the thief, my thought is you don't want to distribute as much because you're going to be run. I mean, if you can get to 32 and turn your black belt into basically a baker who just kneads everything into dough with his fists.
Well put.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Then the thief's job pretty much is just to run, which is why I revived the thief pretty much immediately, because at that point, you get your feet going because that's all he's going to do. There's no point in taking encounters after that. I mean, I took plenty of encounters, but I took more than I probably should have in hindsight. Obviously, I did. If I hadn't, I would have won. Or if I had won, then I would have taken the right amount of encounters. But anyways, so the thought process was, get out of there as quick as you can, and once your thief's in go mode, or in that 30, once your black belt's at 32 and you're in go mode, I mean, just go. Don't stop. Don't check chests. You got an opal bracelet. You got a mass immune. I mean, get going.
Absolutely. And you and Salty Fry, like you said, putting on that cold stone retreatment, eating every pulp, and I think that just having those extra hits from that black belt allowed you and Salty and a few others to kind of sprint down a few of those early fiends, and really paid off dividends in this seed.
Bismarck, I really liked what you said there. How you said that about needing everything into the dough, maybe we should call the black belt. Maybe we should call him the baker instead.
I'm cool with that.
I think that's a great idea.
The Baker. I like that a lot.
Absolutely. So black belts can be the BB King or the baker. I think I like that, Bismarck, because they do. When you put that black belt at level 32, they just start kneading faces into dough, bodies into dough. It doesn't even matter. It's just all dough. Love
It's
it.
kind of funny
It
too.
don't
because
even matter.
like Fuchsia, he's been around for a while, so I know he remembers the black belt strats. I don't remember if he did them a lot. I know if Will Bloodworth is in here, he did those a lot. I think Minochi used to do them. Edgeworth didn't like to, but he would do them. There's a few others that have been here a while. Zaunop, Salty that used to do them, but for the most part, I'd say 80% of the community at this point probably never did the black belt strats, at least not on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
It just isn't really a thing anymore. So it was kind of neat to see a seed where it's like, oh hey, let's do it. Let's harken back to 2017, baby.
And I
love black belt strats. I think they're fantastic, especially when you find a good grind like you guys did today with that eye. There's no reason to not hit 32 right there because it just made it such a difference. And you guys were able to just gun it to the end with very little trouble. I like that.
I ended up stopping at 31. I figured I'd hit 32. I mean, just the 3 or 4 fights that I would probably end up taking were definitely going to get me to 32. And I know who I'm running against, so I wanted to get a little bit quicker. But it was neat. It was neat to see. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the black belt strats. Me personally, I think a fighter is much more valuable than a black belt. But that said, it was cool to do.
I think what we're talking about here, we should really make sure to give a proper shout out to the Final Fantasy Randomizer League season. With the right flag set, you can have it so that you can have a good black belt run or a good fighter strat or even possible 4 mage strats just with a good flag set, and it'll change from seed to seed. So I think we're really seeing our devs and the designers of our community really come through here, and we're going to see so much variety in this upcoming league. And I for one am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to in the same flag set, seeing people run black belts, seeing people run ninjas, seeing people run the red mage special, as I think I've seen Shadow Walker try and do a few times. All of that variety is the spice of life.
Oh, absolutely. And that you mentioned the devs, I want to give a shout out to every single dev that has done any work on this game, because in my opinion, they turned one of the greatest games, in my opinion, in the history of gaming. They turned it from an awesome game to an even better game. And I think that's everybody involved with the ideas. I love it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. And I think if we keep going the way we're going to have the best randomizer out there.
Now, Bismarck, you were one of our first runners, I think, to find the Vorpal blade. Did you consider using it at any point?
I never found the Vorpal. I found the katana.
Oh, is that what it was?
I see.
Oh, so I was flashing.
Which was another reason to bring the thief back. I mean, if you bring him back at he was like level 4 when he died, and I brought him. I think he was like 18 when I fought Chaos, and that was just a few fights here and there to get him there. Why not have the extra, 50 or 60 damage per hit?
Absolutely.
And Team Vorpal is a travesty, and you should all be ashamed of yourselves.
Hey,
Look at you, Mr. Vertetti.
Hey. Easy, Bismarck. Easy now.
I mean,
earning that infamous title here.
I can't be nice about it. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the honesty. I know that I have my team, my fellow Vorpal lovers. They will support me at any moment. But I appreciate the honesty, Biz. You know that.
Yeah.
You're wrong, but I appreciate your honesty, bro.
I mean, I can throw the numbers out there for you.
I know what the numbers are.
Like Fuchsia said, the katana, also known as the actually good version of Vorpal.
And if we're going to talk stats, then I'm out of it. I have nothing to add, but it's still good.
Demarine takes a devastating blow against Tiamat 2 and loses Light Mage.
Oh, no.
She'll still have her 3 Light Warriors up for fighting Chaos, still have that fast charger, still have the Temper Caster. and a thief who will wave around a shirt, like Southern Florida. So there's still some potential here. You don't want to see a dead white mage at this point.
Well, I mean, she should be fine. I mean, my white mage was just swinging a massa.
Oh, we
cast
found
any spells against chaos.
one of the other ribbons was in the greater than less than room. That's where that's the second ribbon we've seen.
Rumblefish picking it up here, just trying to make sure that this final run will be secure. No extreme worries here.
I looked in a couple chests for the second ribbon, but it just didn't seem worth it. After I checked like 3 or 4 chests that were on the way, but that was about it. And I'll tell you who Shadow Walker says Chaos is wimpy. Chaos wasn't as wimpy as Warmech. He was paper, man. I just blew on him and he fell over.
And Demarine 2 has just put down Chaos with the one-on-one boxing match. Way to go, Demarine. Way to go.
Get your GGs out for Demarine. Really sticking this one out. I think there's a lot of solid play coming out of Demarine here. It's tough. She made the gamble that, could try and round out the party a little bit more. I think that's actually what I would have done here too. And it's hard to say. You don't know what those early fiends are going to throw at you. And, you don't know which way that wind is going to blow until your house is already knocked down.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. I'd like to get Demarine. Let's get Demarine in here so we can get her perspective and see what she thought about it.
Rumblefish here taking down a pack of Gurmadusas. I think I always stop for Gurmadusas. I'd get that bumper sticker. Good experience. Not that likely to be nasty to you. And let's welcome into the booth Demarine. GG Dem.
Oh, thanks.
I like that 50 power resets, 50 power cycles, 50 resets you had going on there, Demarine. Can't imagine why you had that.
I don't know, because maybe it's because I was actually manipulating the overworld perfectly today, which was really awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, we noticed that right before your dive into Marsh. I think, probably it wasn't visible. My jaw was open that you were already manipulating encounter 10 minutes.
At 10 minutes in, I was manipulating as soon as I got tense and provoke. I was manipulating 4 minutes in.
So Demarine, how did you feel about that seed? I think, early on, you're in the Marsh Cave, and pretty much everything is going your way, and then Topher was pretty brutal for you.
It was a beautiful run. Like, I think I was, if I don't make that mistake and don't move the ribbon, my black belt's fine. And I probably dropped like a 112 or a 113 there. Like, I'm right with everybody. My pace was good. My run was good. I think my routing was a little off, but it didn't feel like that bad. Overworld was perfect. Like, I've been working really hard to have like perfect overworlds, and it was an easy overworld to manipulate, but it was a perfect overworld. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, you put on a clinical performance there for like the first 50 minutes. It was, you had mapped out everything, minimizing encounters. It was a thing to behold. And I was wondering about that ribbon transfer, because I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're something of a white mage fan.
Yeah, and I usually leave the white mage on the ribbon for most of Topher because it gives you the bailout button, basically, because I have life magic. So ribbon usually stays on the white mage, and you always transfer it on the last fight, right? You don't want your primary damage dealer to just kind of randomly drop dead during the chaos fight. Because against most other fiends, you can fast and temper up your white mage with your Mazamune and be a-okie dokie, and don't worry about it. But there, it was just like, oops, level 32 black belt has a really good chance of resisting Bane, but clearly not today.
Yeah, you had a bit of a bad roll there, but I didn't know if you also unearthing some new strats for us to examine and take a pause. Oh, okay. Maybe the one man, maybe the one light white mage strat isn't just for the crazy Will Bloodworths out there.
Yeah, I actually run this exact race in practice, and I got a 108 because that's how that works. But it fell out the same way, which was free Mazamune, free eye grind, 1 ribbon. So you get your black belt up in a hurry to like 27, 28, and then you just go to work and you just let your black belt punch their way through pretty much everything, and it works out pretty well.
Now, do you find that the leveling up the black belt to a high strat on a trap tile? Do you think we're going to see that this flag set, or there's going to be a variety?
Depends on party comp. If it's fighter black belt, you're probably dumping. It depends on what weapons you get. You might be dumping the black belt there, but like black belt thief, I'm okay dumping the thief because their job is done once you get your tents going.
Oh, and there's the third ribbon. The third ribbon is in the Sky Castle.
3 ribbons is just a luxury on these flags, I have to admit.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think I would have kind of gone with the 1 ribbon strat, like you guys did. I think I would have done that as well.
Yeah, a lot of it is going to come down to like how long do you want to hang on to your thief for leveling purposes, and do you have life magic? Because if you don't have life magic, your white mage probably dies as well.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, Demarine, is there a strategy? It sounds like you're pretty familiar with the flag set. You know, is there a certain situation where you're going to keep that thief up for a long time? You know, you saw level 1 nuke here. That could be another nuke caster. You know, what planets need to line up to keep that thief standing, or is that even a viable scenario for you?
Not even in play. Not with black belt thief. Not even in play.
Well,
It just-
I wouldn't want to be the thief in your light warrior, but I understand where you're.
Yeah, and I know Fuchsia's talking about their thief running has value in dungeons and all, but if you're planning your experience right and you're getting your like overworld grind, like I think I took a couple of encounters on the way to Lefane to get up to level 9 or 10. If you're planning for things like that because of how these flags work, you never need you actually never need the thief, so it doesn't matter. So just kill them and be done with it and get your experience.
And it was fortunate somewhat in the seed to have that early exit available to the white mage. I think that a huge relief to see as a runner.
It's useful for doing safe resets out of Volcano in case you get like the Pete encounters I picked up, or just getting out of Waterfall Cave. I don't know. Exit doesn't feel like pivotal as much. Like getting out of Marsh is probably the biggest thing with it, because it's just like, who wants to run out of Marsh Cave?
We were hesitant to even say the words Marsh Cave for a while, just because of the PG nature of the stream, but we eventually broke our vows of silence.
You don't have a choice in the week 2 flags, right? You're gonna have to say Marsh Cave. We're all there for a reason.
Well, we did say Damp Cave. What else do we have? We did have the Moist Cave, Swamp Cave. I'm sure we could come up with many other names that are not stream
Musty.
appropriate. Musty, there we go. I guess we could say Dainty? Dainty, kinda, maybe?
You mean the
It's-
dank cave where
You're-
it takes a long time to get stoned?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that thesaurus.com was in everybody's web browser right now.
You're trying too hard. It's Marsh Cave.
Oh man. Yeah, that place where it takes everybody a real long time to get stoned. Yeah, you got it. That's the place.
Yeah,
Rumblefish taking on Tiamat here, trying to light the 4th orb and make the assault on Temple of Fiends Revisited. Rumblefish, the only runner that we've seen so far to not do the grind, manages to take down Tiamat. But with level 23s on all light warriors, I'm a little concerned about how that Topher dive is going to go.
Yeah, because the highest he's got level 23 guys, and we saw Salty and Biz. They both went to 32 with their black belt. So I'm kind of curious to see how Rumblefish is going to fare down there.
Yeah, we know Tiamat 2 is fairly high absorb, but you've got fast casts, you've got temper casts. You might need a round or 2, but you should be able to plow through all those fiends with the level 22 black belt. Rumblefish, though, seems to be playing a very safe game here, checking all the chests, getting the ribbons. So, might be looking around for a good grind spot right now.
Does he know about the eye?
I don't believe so, because we don't see the Mazmoon as well, but the key quest has been completed for Rumblefish. So this might be a really interesting example of, if we do see one of these week 2 flag sets where there's not a really good grind encounter for the black belt, seeing some 22 black belt strats for the Topher dive, this might be, a really good indicator of what those are going to look like.
Yeah, he's definitely employing some safe strats. I can't say I blame him. I try to do a good blend of safe strats and not so safe strats, but
And it looks like in the meantime, we've had both Tarnin and Ikben Maya wrap up off stream as well. So GG's to Tarnin and Ikben Maya. Tarnin, another member of Team DuckTales. So just another duckling here, wandering around in a big pond, doing some damage. And wow, Rumblefish82 diving into Topher with this party. This is bold. This is sassy. I love every part of this.
yeah, me too. Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna let the two of you have the fine Topher call for Rumblefish. I hope he finishes strong, but I'm gonna step away.
Same
All right,
here.
Dem, thanks for stepping in. Bismarck, it was a pleasure. GG's to both of you.
Yes, sir. You guys take care.
Y'all too.
Later.
Yeah, and we're back to Rumblefish here, checking those two, and not going to find much. Going to use the loot far away from the plate to get it up there.
Yeah, Will Cleosis mentioning the 3 ribbons is going to help. I agree. I think that even though the levels are significantly lower here, the party durability is going to be, you know, that nuclear that we know that is coming later is be pretty. But the ribbons aren't going to help much there. But everything else should be a little bit easier for Rumblefish82.
Well, you know, he went through all the time and effort to find them, and I think they're going to pay off. I'm not sure if all 3 were necessary, but I still do appreciate the safe strat. I can absolutely agree with that, because you never know what the gatekeepers are going to have in Topher. You never know. They could, you know, we know now, but I don't think Rumblefish knows what to expect down there. So I think preparing is a fantastic idea. But I'm a little concerned. He's kind of struggling with these worms a little bit. Oh, and down he goes. Never mind.
Worms are pretty brutal, but again, you know, at least they're Medusa. See worms, I load up my bait and tackle set, and I get fishing because that is some tasty experience there.
It absolutely is.
And it looks like we have dot done from Ali Jabrap here. GG's to Ali.
And I'm going to say, I think Rumblefish is almost done. He just has a few more floaters to go through, a couple of fiends, and at Speak to the Devil. There we go with that Medusa fight. And the Gur in this case, I think, stands for green. Green Medusa.
It's not a Frosted Flake situation. Yeah, you know, the Medusa is probably not packing a lot. They're low HP. You can take them down with a Lit 2, Fire 2, something like that. Soak up all that tasty experience, and every hit point you can get on a party this delicate is going to be helpful.
Absolutely. Because he does have the fast and he does have the temper and he has all that, but the levels are a little low for my personal liking. I like to try to get a few more levels, and I'm hoping he can grab those on the way down. Another Medusa fight. There he goes.
Yeah, you know, with this flag set, I like to do bold moves. We see a lot of people finish under 120. And even though I'm not comfortable diving Topher at, you know, low 20s, I know that someone else is going to. So I've been making a lot of bold plays, a lot of extreme jumps on my runs, and it's had a mix of success. But I think that's what you just have to gamble on for these flag sets. You know, sometimes you're going to get the ideal grind and get up to 32. You get your ribbon, you get your Mazmoon, but you know, as Rumblefish is showing, this is what these flag sets might look like without the dream lining up.
Yeah, he's definitely given us another glimpse.
Was that Blaze out of Lich 2 that we saw there?
I believe so. Didn't really do a whole lot, but
not healing up before carry 2. A bit of disrespect here going out. It's sassy. It's bold. Again, I like it.
Yep. And Carrie responding with an ink. So I'm not going to worry too much at the moment. I honestly, I think Rumble has this in the bag right now. I am a little nervous about some of the low hit points, 212, 230. I'm a little concerned about that.
Throwing out the fire 3 here on carry 2. That's interesting strats.
Ow.
Oh,
Ooh,
goodness gracious.
There's nuclear.
Okay, maybe Rumblefish shouldn't play with his food before he eats it here.
And
Okay.
down she goes.
Manages to put that fire out, Smokey the Bear style, not a moment too late.
Just right on time, right when it needed to happen. Because I don't think we got real far into Carrie's spell set. At least I didn't see it.
No, but we know where, the swirl is. We know where the 2 nuclears point. So we've got a lot uncovered, and we know that Chaos doesn't have a lot of gas in the tank. Tiamat's got some absorb, but not too much else going on. The ribbons are going to really help there. So, I think Rumblefish should be okay if he continues to play it safe. He's playing a little reckless here, which I'm a little puzzled by, given his caution and checking chests and everything. Maybe he's finally, feeling the heat, or realizing that maybe it's time to do something else this evening.
Yeah. Time to try to find something to do to pick up the pace just a little bit. But I think he's having fun with it. I think he knows that a bunch of other people have finished, but I think he's still. What I like is the fact that he's still going strong. He's going to go strong to the very end, and I can appreciate that. And let's see what Kraken has.
Going with the temper strats before fast. How do you feel about that, Mr.
I prefer to fast first, but I guess as long as you can get them all off, it doesn't really matter. But I just personally, I like to do the fast and then stack the tempers on that.
Looks like Kraken going for a different bit of a on Rumblefish, but it is unsuccessful. Wow, stacking another temp. Really betting that Kraken has high absorb here, but he really doesn't. I think a fast would really help a lot with the damage output of the black belt here.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Shadow Walker's right. Fast is a damage multiplier, and temper is actually incremental. So, oh well, that didn't seem to be much trouble.
Boy, if I had to count the amount of times that I said Shadow Walker is right here, I think I'd still be counting, still be doing the numerics, still be doing some linear algebra here to try and figure it out.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Right, here we go.
Yeah, let's see what Rumble can do against Tiamat here. Let's go. Let's see that fast first.
So here the temper strats are going to pay off because we know that Tiamat 2 has some high absorb, but there's no way Rumblefish can anticipate that going into it.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Let's see how many Invis 2 casts he saves for Chaos. Just going with one Invis 2 here on Tiamat 2, I like that. I rarely see a Tiamat, especially on 180 scaling, that'll really hit hard. Oh boy, with that 89 health.
I got the Baker down on one knee here.
He certainly does. Oh, you passed the fast there, Rumblefish. There it is. Yeah, there you go. Feeling
Excellent.
The waves of chat support. Gets the Cure 4 off. Brilliant. Oof.
Ooh, down goes the Black Mage. That's not good.
Well, you got the fast off. You got 2 tempers. At this point, you're just relying on crits to get you through. It's Vorpal via Black Belt at this point.
And Tiamat's like, you know what? Let me throw you this right here, a little swirl. Didn't kill him.
Yeah, just Tiamat 2 using school bully strats here, going for the swirly, and oh my good.
Ooh, 468. Ouch. This is close. Oh.
and we know that Rumble doesn't have the Mazmoon here. So, the damage output of especially a very slow-2'd Thief is going to be diminished, and I don't think Fade is an option. So it's going for Zeus Gauntlet strats here. This is looking rough here.
I don't even know if Rumble picked up Fade from the level 6 shop in Crescent. Ooh, down goes the White Mage. Ouch. So we got Solo Thief strats against Tiamat, and he does not have any life spells.
Oh, there's Nuke.
Ooh. Ouch.
Boy, oh boy.
And Rumble took a wipe. Oh my.
Rumble reevaluating, like he's here, some soul searching, looking at this menu. I think we've all been in this situation, Mr. Versetti, where you get that wipe, you're behind, you're down on the count. How do you pick yourself up by the bootstraps here? I don't know, but Rumblefish does it.
You find a grind spot and you get those levels that you need. Unless you really want to take the chance with the same party to go down again. I think at this stage of the game, I do a pop grind. I might, depending on if I had enough exit spells, I might come into the first floor Topher. I'm kind of at a bit of a loss, though. But I think the levels might be the way to go.
Yeah, I think levels are good. I tend to be of the school of, you don't know how much trouble you're in until you try it twice. I kind of understand what Rumblefish is doing here. Maybe that was, a bad data point that I got on that first wipe. Maybe the second time around, luck is going to be a bit more on my side. I'm a big fan of, if it happens once, it's art. If it happens twice, it's science, and you study it. And I think Rumblefish is going for the degree here.
I can appreciate that. I think so. And that's a darn good strat too. To just, he's got some of the information, but like you said, it could have been just a bit of bad RNG right there. Or less desirable RNG at least. So now Rumble's going to go in for another shot here.
Yeah, it does kind of feel bad, all those Gur Medusa encounters down. Boy, you spit all that up, and that is the bad part about taking your levels down on the Topher. Is sometimes you don't get to walk them back out.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm kind of at a crossing point between strats here. I would definitely go in for a second time. What do you do if you wipe again? What do you do, Rom, if you're in that position? You went through the first time, you wiped, you have all the information, but you go in again hoping for a little bit better, and you don't. Then what do you do?
This is tough with this party composition. I don't know that there's a good spot. What I would probably do very honestly is dive on the floor and hunt for Gasties and packs of bad men. You know that they're going to be there. Even if you get the mage fighter encounter, that's good experience. That's where I would go to grind if I don't know that there's another better spot, because you have 3 ribbons. You have the defense sword. You have the things that you should need. I haven't seen Rumblefish use the white shirt, so I assume Rumblefish doesn't have it. I think that if Rumblefish does have the white shirt, throw it on the Thief, start waving that shirt around, because that Thief is just providing such little support in that Tiamat fight. You really want to make sure that the Thief is a contributor.
Yeah, because he's not doing anything else. At least if he could be casting that white shirt, maybe give him the Zeus Gauntlet in the white shirt. Because then maybe that way, if he does get a second, third, fourth turn, then maybe he has a chance of doing some damage. Maybe.
Yeah, anything to increase that damage output. And if that's not possible, try this dive again. And yeah, if you're right, if it doesn't work out, I go down to the 3rd level of Topher. I've got exit. I take a couple of fights from Gasties and Badmen packs, which we saw weren't hitting that hard with the gold bracers, and level up there for a little bit, do the dive again. But that whole time, I'm sitting there wishing that, I was listening to some Steely Dan or something to put me in a better mood, because I don't like that play. It's a last resort for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Throw on that Steely Dan and jam out.
Yeah, because sometimes your levels are just, hey, 19, and that's what you have.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's why I'm always, when you're talking grind tiles or a place to grind, if you've got your trap tiles mixed up a little bit, and let's just take Rumblefish in this case, he doesn't know that there's an eye there. I think that in that case, if you had to grind, I may also be thinking about a pop grind at that point, because you know that the things there give you decent experience. It's not quite the EX speeds, but I think he'd be able to handle that, but I'm not sure if that would get him the levels fast enough.
Yeah, maybe it's just the generation. I don't think I've ever done a pop grind. Anytime I think about a pop grind, I have to think, well, I can go here and get better bang for my buck. And you've got exit. You want the white mage to be living anyway to make sure that that she's a little bit more durable. I go down to the third floor, and that's where I would grind if I don't know that that Northwest Castle has the Mazmoon and the eye grind spot. But
That's a good
I do
plan.
like this play. I do like the second dip here, just to make sure, hey, if I play that fight a little differently, can I get a much better result? And I think if Rumblefish maybe switches the the black mage and the thief, so that way the white mage and the or excuse me, switches the black belt and the black mage, so that way both the white mage and the black belt are in those bottom two slots. Maybe that black mage can, the black belt can live just long enough to put out a little bit higher damage on Tiamat too.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what you
Shadow
wanna hope
Walker
for.
making a good point here that I think if Rumblefish goes back and watches this video, maybe he'll consider checking more trap tile locations. I think we've all been there.
I think so too. And I think the good thing about going back and watching the video that you raced on is you can kind of see what happened, and you can kind of see what's available out there, and that can possibly, because what it does for me is when I see stuff like that, I'm always thinking, okay, the next time I play one like that, then I'm gonna need to check those. It's almost teaching me another way, like another alternative that I may not know about.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a learning experience for everybody. You can be a veteran runner of this and still learn things about flag sets from watching other people. That's one part of this game that I love is, even though there are, a set of flags, things can vary so much from seed to seed that can impact little decision making, routing, how you play. I love every part of it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yes.
It's definitely a learning experience, and I've probably learned more from doing commentary and stuff and tracking than than just sitting at home playing the vanilla version. I learned new strategies. I learned the biggest thing for me is that it's like new thought processes of what do you do when you have this situation? Do you you're stuck in A, do you do B, C, D, or X, Y, Z? And I think by watching some of these guys do that, it really gives me an insight, to just being a better racer overall.
Absolutely. As Chat is pointing out, Wilkliosis and Demarine, we're really seeing professional maneuvers coming out here from all of these runners here. Looks like Rumblefish had a little speed bump there with the black belt going down again because it's in the second slot against Kraken 2. Maybe we'll see a rearranging here and move that black belt down just to get a bit more protection.
Well, he's got to keep in mind too, the first slot, they have a 50% chance of being hit. Second slot is 25, and the white and the black mage spots, those are 12.5%. So I think that's good to know too.
Shadow Walker in chat, I don't think we've seen any runners on stream check the Temple of Fiends key lock chest. So we don't know what that. We don't know what those chests hold. We've seen pretty much everything we'd want chest wise. We've seen the opal bracelet. We've seen white shirt. We've seen defense. So it would pretty much just be checking the trap tile for the trap tile at this point. As boy, the thief gets a wallop from Tiamat to start things off here.
Ouch. Yeah, feet don't fail now. Oh, never mind.
Boy,
Feet
that
failed.
Fire 3 hit for 180 damage.
That was quite a bit.
I don't think I've ever seen a Fire 3 hit that hard with a ribbon equipped.
I'm not sure I have either. Wow. Newt for 346, not bad. Heal 3 going off. HP still looks pretty good. Ooh, slow 2 on the. Looks like that was the black mage.
That's okay. He's got intelligence to spare.
Yes, he does.
Going with nuke strats over putting temper charges on the black. Only got 2 temper charges left. Yeah, I don't know. This is some gambling here. Wow, 9 for 302. That's huge.
Ouch. And Tiamat was like, I'm going to reciprocate that and knock this guy down. Was that 10 for 10?
Oh my goodness. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Yes. Except I'm gonna get out.
And I don't. Oh.
Nice.
All right. Getting the full victory celebration from Rumblefish there. I love. Just down to the 1 though, Mr. Versetti. It's the Will Bloodworth strats here.
This is the ultimate one-on-one right here. And did you see that? Chaos tried to bane him. First thing.
Yeah.
First thing he tried to bane. Oh.
Oh, and a 172 Blizzard. I don't think that there's a ribbon on that black belt right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so that doesn't work. What do you do now, Rom?
We have the defense sword illuminated on Rumblefish 80. Rumblefish use it. If you have the defense sword, if you have the ribbon, got to make sure that the ribbon is on the black belt. Got to make sure that the defense sword is there. And you always start off that chaos fight by waving around that sword in the air.
Wow.
Yeah,
he was having none of that.
Dem, I agree. Chaos throwing some bows here and just really showing off the weight class that Chaos is in. Pretty brutal. Pretty brutal.
That's the worst chaos I think we've seen. Was that round right there? That was just wow. Yeah, Chaos not putting up with any of that crap today. That's for darn sure.
Rumblefish looks like gonna investigate the dwarves. What is Rumblefish looking for? The white shirt would change your strategy at this point, Mr. Versetti.
I'm sorry, did you say finding the white shirt? Would that change my strategy?
I threw out the white shirt as a possibility. I'm kind of running through items.
He does.
If you're
He
still
does have the
digging-
defense sword. It's on the
Mhm.
thief. Wait a minute. No, go back in there, Rumble. You got to put the. Apparently he doesn't want to do that. Bane, I'd pick that up. That's a great
yeah.
find right there. Because that has a chance of getting him. I'm always happy to see Bane strats when really nothing else is available.
Yeah, I think.
But I was gonna say I'm just a little surprised that he hasn't put that defense on the on the black belt.
Yeah, we want to see the defense sword on the black belt, and I'm looking for that. Really want to make sure. I could be wrong, but boy, the Blizzard and the Fire 3 were hitting for big numbers, and it's possible that they were critting through the ribbon, but if they can do that, I'm not even sure. I might have to ask Shadow Walker about that as well.
Come on, Rumble, you can do this. You can do this. Did his screen freeze, or is he just thinking?
This is when he's pulled up Spotify, typed in Eye of the Tiger, hit enter, and is just kind of letting it resonate to try and build up the momentum to make this third dive here.
That's a good song choice, actually. I think I might do a little Rock the Casbah at this moment. I think that's kind of fitting. Or there's a couple other songs by Slipknot I could imagine would go very well right now, but are not stream friendly.
The Eye of the Tiger, I believe that's Shofukamachi. I've seen run a few times there, so that's the musical inspiration behind that cue.
Oh, that's what we should do for the next tournament video. We should do something like that. Have the Eye of the Tiger playing, somebody punching meat, which there's no reason to punch meat unless you're punching a tyro.
Oh boy. I think I might be in favor of this. I'd be the first to send around a petition that maybe the winners of previous tournaments have to do the covers of it. I would love to hear the Edgeworth rendition of Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. That is so funny. Looks like we got a couple peeps from Team Vorpal showing up. Pleasure to see everybody. Howdy, howdy.
Team Vorpal showing up early, staying late. That's what they're all about, putting in those hours.
That's right. That's right.
Boy, I'm keeping my eyes peeled for this armor screen, Mr. Versetti. I'm dying to know where this ribbon is. I keep seeing that defense. Oh, is this? There we go.
Good call. Thank you, Rumble. That makes me feel better right now. I'm so glad he did that. I'm trying to get a catch at that armor screen too. Oh, looks like Bismarck's just singing the whole song right here. We got to get him on stream doing that.
It feels like
Bismarck, you want to come in here and start singing for us, bro?
It feels like Survivor is in the chat with us right now, ladies and gentlemen. Rumblefish not wanting to mess around with these Chimeras and not providing much of it, throwing out the punches, throwing out the ices.
I think they give out pretty good experience though, so not a bad fight to take.
That Lit 3 is unfortunate. Boy, and Lit 3 hitting for 113 on that black belt. Mr. Versetti, I'm going on record. I don't think
I didn't catch that. You said you were going on record, and I didn't hear anything else after that.
I don't think the ribbon is on that black belt. I think that thief is protected. I think the white mage and the black mage, but I think that black belt got nothing tying that man bun down right now.
Yeah. Yes, Sonny, I know the numbers of the Vorpal. I know that. I still like it anyway.
I will point out that Rumblefish, having a lot of struggles here in Temple of Fiends, also committed some pretty extreme Tyro massacres early on. I don't want to say those. That's what the data is telling me.
Indeed. I liked what Boogity Boo says. He said, you never know. There could be some wait and bleed action going on. Yeah, absolutely. There sure could be. Throw on that Iowa album and rock out to the heaviest stuff you've heard since Raining Blood.
Yeah, we've had some real slayers in our run tonight.
Yes, sir. We sure have.
Impressive. Bismarck soon to follow after. I'm just gonna scroll back up. I know that Shadow finished. Split Punch, there we go, was second. Fuchsia Fantasy third. Bismarck fourth. That whole pack finishing within about 2.5 minutes of each other. And then right after, Shadow Walker and Girl Drink Drunk. Just great times being posted in this relatively new flag set. So we're already seeing some parts of this meta become defined as we're getting ready to ramp up for the second tournament start date, which I believe is early October, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Versetti.
I do believe it is October 1st. I believe so. I haven't heard anything different.
So stage 1, we start with the King's Road, which takes place October 1st through the 7th. And then that leads into stage 2, Marsh Madness, which is what we're getting a preview of right now. Followed by stage 3, Time Trials. Stage 4, You Shall Not Pass. Stage 5, another time trial. Stage 6, The Window Overlooking the World. And stage 7, La Grande Tour, taking place from October 1st all the way to November 18th. So providing your pre-Thanksgiving entertainment there. The whole league overview is available on the website. If you want to know any more of these details, please join our Discord. Everyone here is very friendly. There's no need to give that statement any type of small print at the bottom.
I got to tell you, I am in quite a few groups on the Discord, and this is the group that I come to first. I always come and check this one first just to see what's going on, because the people here are great. The game is great. The options they've put on this game are great. Every person in this group is good. I don't think I've met one not good person, I guess you could say, to keep it real PC. Everybody's just fantastic. They really are. Everybody is so willing to help. They take time out of their day to answer your questions and do, just to help get you going. And it's fantastic. So don't hesitate, you guys. Come on over, please.
Yeah, even the more infamous characters, Bismarck, we promise.
Yeah, it's a good group. It's a darn good group.
All right, looks like Rumblefish managed to get back to the water floor. Breath before diving back into the possible encounter. Seafood platter, and again, we haven't seen the screen.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Rumble's going to employ on this playthrough this time, or on this trip through Topher, I should say. And I don't believe we saw Cracker Squint Wolves. I don't think they really had anything at all. Didn't really
Yeah.
see any crazy stuff.
The nasty skills and spells must have been buried somewhere we couldn't see them.
Yeah. Well, he's
Oh,
on
boy.
Kraken, so let's see what. 5 for 86.
That's some rough turn order here. No fast, no temper. That black belt is just level 24 or 23 and is going to be doing his darndest, but might not cut it against this.
Now that's funny. How are we able to hear Rumble? Can he hear us?
I believe we're able to pick up Rumble because we're currently have the from his stream, and it looks like even though we can't hear his game audio, we can in fact pick up his sighs and misgivings and jubilant cries when they erupt out as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I heard a few choice words said earlier by Rumble, and I thought, did I really just hear him say that? And I thought, I'm not sure, but I thought I hope nobody else heard that.
Boy, down to one more Invis 2 charge, choosing to save it here and keep going with these punch strats for 1 damage. You do not want to see that now.
No, that's just going to irritate Kraken. And she is going to want to love your face with every tentacle she has.
Boy, at this point, the thief seems to be doing more damage than the black belt. That's not what you want to see.
No, that's going to make it very difficult to get through. The other bad part is that his black mage took a wipe, so he's, like you said, no fast, no temper. I hope he's going to employ that defense. I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either. He got a fortunate cure 4 off there as Kraken was going in for the kill on the black belt and just relying on little hits here and there. And oh goodness,
The worst one yet.
Ooh, that's not good. That's
and there's the nuke. There's the nuke. Oh,
yeah, you're right, Rumble. That was the worst one yet. Wow. Well, I got to say, at this point, if I was Rumblefish, I would probably find a really good place to go and grind. Or, I mean, I don't think he found the tail. I'm not sure what Rumble's gonna do here. But having 3 ribbons is pretty nice. Kraken's just being a turkey today for some reason. Looks like Rumble's just gonna go check a few chests here. White shirt, pick that up. Pick that up. Yes, Rumble picked up the white shirt. Good job. Yeah. Excellent. That's a step in the right direction too there. And down go the 8s.
So it looks like Rumblefish wandering around here. Some Kane from Kung Fu sets here, walk the earth and try and build up enough life experiences to take down your nemesis. You got to try something different at this point.
He got the white shirt.
Oh,
He just-
fantastic.
He just happened to mosey on over there to the Zardia Islands, and he just happened to pop in there and go, oh, well, look at this. Found the white shirt. Now...
And did we see where the ribbons are?
I believe they're on everybody but the black belt.
Oh boy.
I think if I saw that right. Because I know the black belt has one. I know I know the black mage and the white mage have one. And I think the other one's on the thief. I just saw his inventory too. Or armor, I mean. But really, him finding the white shirt, I hope for his sake that's going to be enough to get past him. Is it just me, or do these chimeras seem like they have a lot of hit points?
Yeah, I feel like chimeras, at least for me, tend to roll high on HP. I have HP chimera in quite some, and Rumblefish trying to get some mileage out of the zap spell. Trying to get some Scott Bio action going on here. It doesn't look like it's too successful.
No. Oh, we found the squint. Chimeras have the squint. Oh, Mage Staff for 16, Zeus for 45.
Twin Dagger in chat confirming that the thief has completed the namesake and stolen the gold ring and the ribbon from the black belt, leaving the black belt with nothing. We've all played D&D. That's exactly what the rogue in your party does.
Exactly. That's exactly what they do. Well, I hope he's gonna do something.
Well, I think these gas dragons are getting the brunt of Rumblefish's emotional aggression here. The full ice 3 gauntlet being thrown down. Something's going to change here. Oh, the gas Ds have cure. You like to see that.
That's a free round right there. Yeah, the black belt isn't hitting the greatest, but isn't hitting the worst at the moment. But I'm wondering if he's gonna maybe put that defense on him. Use some of that defense sword.
Now, Mr. Versetti, let's put you in Rumblefish's shoes here. You've had 3 tough wipes, all at different points in Temple of Fiends Revisited. You went out exploring. You found the white shirt. A white shirt is always great to see. Is that enough to make you feel confident to dive again, or would you kind of shore up resources even more?
Well, that's a good question. I do know that Lich and Carry too don't seem to have much. So I guess what I would do at this point, like with Kraken 2, I would defense 2-3 times maybe, just to hopefully get that edge.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if defensing the black belt a couple times, if that's going to be enough. Because if he has nothing equipped, I mean, he doesn't even have a ribbon on.
Yeah, I'm hoping and praying that Rumble manages to take a look at that equipment, switch it over to the black belt, or maybe, I don't know how long Rumblefish is. Is this intentional? Is this Rumblefish making a defiant stance and standing against the rising tide of the black belt and saying that no, the black belt shall not pass beyond level 25 with a ribbon. It'll be the thief and the mages that carry this party. It'd be a bold statement for sure.
Yeah. And I think for now, we're going to stay with this final dungeon dive and see how it goes. No matter what, Randomania will be sticking with Rumblefish, and we will move on to host him as he continues his endeavor. I think that might be a good idea. Because I'm a little nervous for him. I mean, he's already had several wipes. I don't know if the white shirt's going to be enough.
Absolutely. My nerves, much like my voice right now, is completely shot. So I'm really hoping that Rumblefish seal the deal and we can all go quietly into the good night.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be here till the end. This has just been the heart right now that we're seeing in Rumblefish. I tell you, Ram, I'd be frustrated right now. I would probably be thinking, is this worth it? I mean, is it worth the aggravation?
Sure.
That's me personally, but watching Rumblefish here, like I'm inspired. I really am, because after taking those wipes in those different places, nothing has been consistent other than the wipes. But a guy's got a lot of heart. He really does. He really does, to carry on through the difficulties that he's had. And I just can't say enough good things about Rumble for doing that right now.
I completely agree, Mr. Versetti. Any phoenix can rise. Rumblefish is really showing that that cyclic process can go on a good, and he can keep innovating. He can keep trying. He can keep attempting to use slightly different tactics in order to flesh out, the RNG of the individual bosses, check for different items, just incrementally pick, poke, and prod his way to the bottom of Temple of Fiends and the ultimate encounter with Chaos. I agree completely.
Oh, he's doing it, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's a lot of heart with this guy. I can't say enough about it, because like I said, I know I'd be real frustrated by now after the third wipe going. Do I just say, not to mess with it and go level up a few times, or guy's got a lot of heart, I gotta say.
Yeah, and I think that, I see that reflected in this community a lot too. This community has heart that's reflected in its members. We have some people in this community that want to throw up the best times. We have some people in this community that don't even race the game at all. Still a huge key portion of it. And no matter what you want to do, you can play in this community, you can hang out with everybody, you can find your spot here. And Rumblefish, I think, is illustrating how to be just one of the chillest runners I've seen in the entire community so far.
He's a very, 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 very patient man. And I applaud him for that. I applaud Rumble for being very patient with this right now, because he wants to win. I mean, you can see it, just trying and trying and trying and trying, and let's.
And how
I'm
many
really
good,
hoping he can get through.
yeah, how many good lesson learning opportunities have you had? I don't know about you. For me to learn a lesson, I have to do it the wrong way, and then I have to do it the wrong way 5 more times. And
Just to make sure.
absolutely, just to really stick it in my big dumb brain. And I think that, Rumblefish here, I'm hoping that he's laughing. I'm hoping that he's learning, and that when he comes back next time, either he gets this exact same seed and he has the same laugh, or he approaches it with these new ideas and these new tactics.
Absolutely.
It's whatever Rumblefish wants to do, because this community is here to make this game, whatever you want to be, and provide a friendly community for it. That's what we're all about here at Final Fantasy Randomizer.
Absolutely. We're all winners. Even if whether you race or not, we're.
I think by being in the Discord, you've won the lottery. And now, does the thief have the coral sword? Is Rumblefish going with those that increased accuracy and damage against water creatures strats here?
I didn't see the thief swing the sword, but it's very possible now that a lot of those have been fixed. But I don't see why not. I mean, I think at this point, Rumble's kind of looking for something a little bit extra, or anything that he could really maybe even get his hands on, to see if he can't further this trip a little bit here.
Oh boy, I'm not seeing that white shirt get waved.
Mm.
I would have that thief waving it around like I am a French general. Like just get that white thing up in the air as possible.
Did you know, Ram, that I think in French there's 17 different words for surrender?
Well, it's been a long time since the glory days of just you don't taste victory in a while. But there goes Kraken.
Oh, good. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. That's one less gatekeeper out of the way.
Yeah, Droth, it could also be that the thief has the rune equipped. I think it's either the rune sword sword is most likely one of those two.
I think that's kind of looking like the rune too, based on the color, if I remember correctly. I don't think did Rumble find a Mazmune?
I don't think so. It hasn't been to North Castle. And Lyra, I think you really have to squint to get the coral or rune sword, the Mazmune. But you skew your eyes up hard enough. I don't know. Maybe it can even make it turn into the Vorpal.
And we heard a little sigh out of Rumble there. He is determined. He is determined. And you know what? I'm really hoping he can get through this time. Because I would love to have his thoughts on this seed.
Yeah, this is a decent experience encounter. Just they're throwing out a lot of darks and things that aren't doing too much. This is some tasty EXP at the end here.
Absolutely. A couple extra levels. That's going to help.
All right, now just open up that armor menu there, Rumble, and put that white shirt on the thief.
Come on,
and
man.
throw that ribbon on that black belt. Just make everybody happy here. Oh, boy, here we go.
Wow. These are some very interesting strats that we're seeing right now out of Rumble. You're Rom.
Boy, I don't even know who I am anymore, Mr. Versetti. That's how long we've been watching this time loop go on. Chaos is really handing it to Rumblefish here in the time loop, and all of us here on Randomania tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
Gets the fast off, throwing the tempers. That swirl is going to do some damage, but hopefully this black belt is just going to start throwing down that DPS as we get a dot done from another racer off stream. Melee Wizard has wrapped up with a time of 2:26. GG Melee Wizard.
So did Rumble fast?
Yes, the fast dig it off. Yeah, we see it there. The 9 hits for 2. We've got at least
Good.
one
232, I think, as
temper.
well.
We've got a fast. That's all that I've seen.
Come on, Tiamat. Go down.
Oh
Ooh.
boy, that stop. That's why that ribbon needs to be on that black belt. Maybe
No
throw out a
kidding.
cure 4. Yeah, try and cure that. I like that play.
Ooh, excellent. Down goes Tiamat. Whew, Rumble's feeling good right now, I bet.
But he's been to chaos before. He's danced this dance. He knows it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like he's interested in rearranging equipment. We're going to see more or less a repeat of what we saw before. He's got the white shirt, but it's tucked in his pocket. He's going to use it as his handkerchief to just wipe chaos blood off of his swords and fists when he's done.
I'd be like you, throwing that thing up like a French guy, throwing that white flag up. So we'll see. Here we go. Invis, fast, good. Okay, great. Fast got off first. Oh, good. Ooh. 171.
Black belt gets off a solid hit to start things off. Hopefully we'll start seeing some temper charges here. Yeah, I like the temper over the nuke here. Although, oh boy, without that ribbon, that black belt is a delicate little flower here in a gust that Chaos is creating.
I probably would have moved the black belt to the black mage slot.
Yeah, I agree with you and Wukliosis here. That's a huge hit from BB King, though.
That was a good 638, 12 hits, I think that was. That's good. Come on now, Rumble. Come on, Rumble.
We
You
know
can
Chaos has Bane, though, so we do have to be careful. He could be a delicate spot, because if that Bane lands on that unribboned black belt, this could be curtains for Rumblefish.
Oh, absolutely it could.
Oh, no.
Bane, ouch. And we heard Rumble's displeasure with that move right there.
Well, you've got Chaos down a little bit. Start throwing those nuke charges out. As long as that black belt or black mage is still alive, you've got a chance here.
Those better be high rolling nukes. Oof.
Those Invis 2 charges paying dividends here as Chaos is unable to land a blow. Oof.
Oh, this is hurting me right now, Rom. I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Eee. Come on now. Come on now. Take him down. Take him down.
Oh,
Dang it.
103, not going to do it.
I sure hope he's got a trick up his sleeve or something.
Oh, no. Oh,
Oh,
no.
oh.
Well, you can get some chip damage in here. This is Street Fighter strats here as you're just holding block.
No kidding. Boy, they better.
And the last spell slot available out of the black mage here. Nothing left. You just got zap.
Nope. I think Rumble may be terminated. Terminated.
Oh, my
there we go.
Goodness.
GG Rumble. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a remarkable turnaround. I was not expecting that. Wow.
The Shepherd strats coming in as the black mage waves a fiery staff on a hill and just sends chaos.
Wow. That was a remarkable finish. About 2.5 hours. Remarkable. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That, Droth, yes, thank you very much. You took the words right out of my mouth, and I almost said it too. Wow. I tell you, I am relieved. Because I did not want Rumble to take another wipe. I didn't want to see that.
Yeah, I think Rumble was maybe a step away from turning into the mind can take.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I think that's about all the time we have for this evening, Rom. I just want to thank Rom Ulysses for sharing the booth with me this evening.
Pleasure was
Wappy,
all mine, Mr. Versetti.
Yes, sir. And Wappy doing the tracking, phenomenal job. Every racer that we watched, every on-screen racer and every off-screen racer, want to thank you guys for racing. I do want to highlight Rumblefish, though, and say that this guy has got some heart, and he really, really put in a heck of a showing for this community this evening. Absolutely fantastic race. Rom Ulysses, why don't you go ahead and take us out, sir?
All right, Mr. Versetti. So we'd just like to also throw our deep gratitude out there for MathGirl718 on the restream, Randomania for giving us a delightful little campground here to pitch our tent or cabin, and of course, give one more shout out to the whole Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord community. We have races every Thursday. We've got new player races every Sunday as well. If you're new to the game and want to come on by and take a look, the new tournament is starting up in a few weeks. There's still a lot of time to register if you haven't done that already. And from all of us, I'd like to say thank you for coming and engaging in our match for a while. And we also have a possibility of additional Saturday matches coming up. There was the newly implemented cage match or brawls that occur on Saturday, and we're hoping to get a few ducklings together and have a little rumble in the pond, so to speak. So once we get more details on that, we'll make sure to post. But for now, again, this is Rom Ulysses coming at you, and thanks for sticking around. Thank you, Mr. Versetti. Thank you, Appy, and good night, everyone.
Take care.